next level. Next level. Let's go, baby. Win on three. 1, 2, 3. Win.
There's a look at the two head coaches in today's game. Jim Caldwell for the Lions, Sean Payton for the Saints, and the standings: Detroit behind Green Bay in the NFC North, and in the South, New Orleans in the third spot after winning 2 games in a row. Let's check in with sideline reporter Peter Schrager. Peter?
Dan, the national anthem, a hot-button issue across the country. The Saints as a team, quarterback Drew Brees included, all knelt and then stood before the anthem was sung. So they did have the kneeling, then stood. As for football, Matt Stafford is going to go. He's got ankle and hamstring issues, but he's been hobbling around. He's been sacked 12 times the last 2 weeks. TJ Lang, his veteran offensive guard, his back tightened up before the game. He will not be active. Emmett Cleary will be getting the start at guard.
Thank you, Peter. There's a look at Matthew Stafford talking to Jim Caldwell. All smiles right now, but he has been banged up a little bit. He's going to get a chance to see Drew Brees and that offense go to work. There is Alvin Kamara back deep for the Saints, along with rookie Trey Edmonds. Kamara, a big story. We are going to be talking about his name early and often in this game. And kicking off for the Lions is their punter, Jeff Locke. Deep into the end zone. Kamara takes the knee. And there is Drew Brees, the 10-time Pro Bowler. The big story here, Chris Spielman, 8 touchdown passes, 0 interceptions, not a turnover on the season for the Saints.
Well, and you expect that from the veteran that he is. He understands every defense. He's seen every defense, and he knows how to exploit every defense. The other thing to keep an eye on is his delivery time. Only 4 sacks allowed by that offensive line. He gets rid of the football in 2.41 seconds, which is second in the league.
Hey, Mike 5'9". Check.
You can see Kamara in the backfield for Brees to start the game. And Kamara takes it over the right side. Not a whole lot going there, as he might have gained 2 on his first carry of the game. And Kamara going to see a lot more carries for this Saints offense, I think, with the departure of Adrian Peterson. Teron Armstead back at left tackle. And there you see they have Mark Ingram here, who's going to be seeing a bunch of carries as well.
Well, the other thing, too, if you're the Lions, you have to learn a lot of screens. Against the Dolphins in London, they ran 9 screens.
Speaking of screens, there's one to Ingram. Ingram has the first down for the Saints. Glover Quinn on the tackle for the Lions. Yeah,
and this, I'll tell you why this is a screen, because these 2 guys out wide are going to go right into blocking right away. There's no possibility of them catching the football. Drew Brees uses his eyes. You see the wide receivers out there blocking right away. That's called stock blocking, and they did a good job of discipline of not grabbing on. A lot of times we see receivers grab hold of the defensive backs. That's what they'll do to you all day.
And you can see Ingram with some extracurricular activities there with Glover Quinn. And here is Ingram again, picks up about 2. So this Lions defense, Chris, has been very good against the run this year, and they're going to be without Haloti Ngata. He is done for the year, so a lot of guys are going to have to step up. Keep an eye on Jared Davis, that rookie linebacker, and the secondary, not afraid to come up and help out and run support.
Yeah, they do have veteran leadership in there. Akeem Spence is very solid, taking Haloti Ngata's spot, number 97.
So 2nd and 9, 2 running backs in the backfield alongside Brees. He throws it out. That's complete to Alvin Kamara, gain of 6.
Well, Sean Payton was telling us how he found Alvin Kamara and what he liked about him.
Yeah, he went to the University of Tennessee to look at Derek Barnett and a couple other players. Knowing that Kamara said he wasn't going to work out, he was in the film room watching some tape with Kamara. He said, look, man, I didn't come here just to watch tape. I'm going to need you to run. He ran some routes, and he was incredibly impressed with his savvy and route running ability. And met almost immediately at the line of scrimmage is Ingram on that play. A'Shawn Robinson among those in on the tackle.
We're going to see Akeem Spence. We talk about being able to make plays because Haloti Ngata's out. That's A'Shawn Robinson. Spence is right there, number 97. You see how he closed that down. Worked off the offensive guard. Did not allow the line of scrimmage to change, and he's able to stuff the middle. That's an outstanding job. They get that kind of play from Akeem Spence, they will not miss Haloti Ngata.
And the punt is off. And that's going to bounce. And looks like that's going to be down at the 3-yard line. There is a flag on the play, however.
They're going to get holding on the Lions. Back it up even more.
Nate Stupar was the man who was down there. And
During the kick, holding, number 28, return team. Half the distance to goal, first down, timeout.
that's Quandre Diggs on the penalty. We're back right after this. Two of the very best quarterbacks in the game. No score between the Lions and the Saints. Matthew Stafford and this Lions offense taking the field for the first time, starting out on their own 2-yard line. So they're going to have a lot of work to do on this drive. Matthew Stafford, as we talked about, not quite 100% physically, as the first play of the game for him is going to be an incomplete pass, looking for Marvin Jones. Ken Crawley on the coverage there. So last game, pulled hamstring, sprained ankle, did practice fully. Every practice all week, Chris.
Yeah, just watching him warm up before the game. He was walking around a little ginger on that right side. We'll see if that affects him going forward off of his plant foot. Drive to be able to drive the football. That's why a lot of shotgun snaps probably today from Stafford.
Second and 10 again from the 2-yard line. Abdullah with the carry, met almost immediately. That was Craig Robertson on the tackle after a 2-yard gain. So here's a look at this Lions offense. They talked about Emmett Cleary, did Peter Schrager, stepping in for T.J. Lang, and Greg Robinson is trouble at left tackle.
And also Rick Wagner, by his own admittance during the week, needs to play better and be more solid, especially in pass protection. It's going up against Cam Jordan, number 94, right here. Big matchup to look at.
Got to look at him right there. 3rd and 8 for Stafford and company. Zenner alongside Stafford in their own end zone. Stafford with time, but not anymore. Sacked in the end zone. And looked like he dropped the ball for a moment. They're fighting for it on the ground. That was Alex Okafor on the sack.
They're going to say this is on Greg Robinson, but actually it's on Matthew Stafford. In the end zone, you have to field presence and understand that a blitz is coming, a zone blitz. He holds the ball too long. And I believe Okafor knocked that ball out, and the Saints were there to recover. That's not on Greg Robinson. That's on Matthew Stafford. Dan, you have that clock going off in your head. You're in dangerous territory. Get rid of the football. You can't hold the football. Plus, we know that his mobility is limited. You have to make smart decisions when you're playing on a gimpy leg.
That Saints defense has been playing so much better the last 2 weeks. Kenny Vaccaro recovers for the touchdown in the end zone. And the extra point is up and good from Will Lutz. The Saints defense, a Jekyll and Hyde defense from weeks 1 and 2 to weeks 3 and 4, getting it done. Saints up 7-0 early. First touchdown of the game, courtesy of that Saints defense. A fumble in the end zone. Kenny Vaccaro recovers for the touchdown. And a lot of that has a little something to do with Matthew Stafford perhaps holding on to the ball too long. The kickoff coming. Jamal Agnew takes a knee. And you can see the score now, 7-0. Let's take another look here, Chris.
Watch this clock. You understand there's a zone pressure coming. You're asking Matthew Stafford, who has plenty of time to get rid of the football, especially with the zone pressure coming. You cannot ask your offensive lineman to protect for 3.9 to 4 seconds. You can't do that, especially a team that's struggling in pass protection. He's got to have that clock going off in his head and make a good decision. In other words, throw it in his stands, get a souvenir, and live to fight another day.
Well, certainly better field position this time for Matthew Stafford. Ameer Abdullah in the backfield as they're going to try to make something happen this time from the 25. Abdullah tackle by Cameron Jordan picks up 3.
Okay, so Matthew Stafford takes 61% of his snaps from shotgun coming into this game. So far this game, every snap has been taken from a shotgun. So not only does that affect your passing game, it also affects your running game, because they're running when they run the football out of a pistol. That means Abdullah's right behind. Now, if they throw the ball, it looks like Abdullah's off to his side. We'll track that for you as the game goes on.
2nd and 7 now. Stafford with time again. Over the middle. Incomplete. Was looking for Marvin Jones. Flag on the field. Flag thrown there in the defensive backfield right about the 40-yard line.
He's working on a rookie, Marshawn Lattimore, out of Ohio State, who's only getting better. He got a little handsy. Right there, he grabbed the jersey and pulled Marvin Jones back.
Pass interference, number 23 in the defense. Defensive pass interference. Automatic first down.
Time for a game break now with Carissa Thompson from Los Angeles. Carissa.
Thanks, Dan. We head to Washington. First drive of the game. Kirk Cousins finds Josh Doctson for an 11-yard touchdown. Doxson's first career touchdown. Redskins off that bye. They lead early, 7-0. Dan, Chris, and Peter.
Thank you, Carissa. Redskins certainly waiting for Josh Doctson, a second-year player out of TCU, to turn things around. Matthew Stafford trying to turn things around here at the Superdome. Hands once again to Abdullah. Not a lot going early for Abdullah, Chris.
Well, Amir had his career game against Minnesota. I think he rushed for a season high of 94 yards. I wouldn't be surprised, and we said it in the open, Golden Tate's a playmaker. Last year when they were struggling running the ball a little bit, they started running jet sweeps to Golden Tate. They started working him out of the backfield. They started handing the ball off to him. Find a way to get 15 involved in the football game.
Well, Golden Tate has been very productive in his 3 years here for the Lions, coming over from the Seahawks. They swing that one out to Marvin Jones. Marvin with some room, but not enough to pick up the first down as he crosses the 45.
Travis Swanson, the center. I mean, it pays so much dividends to have an athletic center. And Travis Swanson gets out there, and good patience by Marvin Jones to set the block up. But watch Travis on this play. Watch him set and go. Now he's going to go ahead and get the key block on Von Bell right there to spring Marvin Jones. When you have athletic centers out in space that can get a body on the DB, it could equal big plays moving forward.
Theo Riddick in the backfield on 32. A great pass-catching tailback for the Lions. As a matter of fact, nobody since 2015 has caught more passes. Stafford looking for Riddick for a moment, decides to tuck it and run. Looks like he is very close, and he did pick up the first down as Marshawn Lattimore meets him as he crosses that first down line.
Watch Craig Robertson right here. Not too many people can do this to Theo Riddick. This is where Matthew Stafford's eyes are going right now to Theo Riddick. Robertson hugs him up pretty well, and Matthew, as tough as he is, everybody knows he's a tough guy, is able to get the first down with his feet. And you want to get down and maybe slide feet first to protect yourself.
Heard Jake Laser talk about it in the pregame. That ankle, very painful for Matthew Stafford to play on in this game. Still picks up the first down with his wheels. And here is Abdullah again, met at the line of scrimmage by a swarm of players, including linebacker Craig Robertson, who was the leading tackler for the Saints defense last year.
Just track now. I'm going to show you how defensive coordinators work. They got a guy up there with a chart. Every time the running back, whether it's Abdullah, Zenner, whoever it is, are behind in a pistol formation. That's a shotgun with a tailback right directly behind. It's been all run. So as a defensive linebacker or a play caller, you can audible and get your best run defense to that. That's what the trend is showing us right now.
Here's Stafford over the middle, complete. And that's Golden Tate, not going to be enough for the first down, gain of 6 yards. Cameron Jordan on the tackle.
You know, everybody thinks, right, Dan, that quarterbacks are the only people that audible. Linebackers make audibles. I made audibles all the time based off formation and alignments.
You see it so often between the play caller on the defensive side of the ball and the quarterback. It's almost like a chess game. 3rd and 4. Zach Zenner in the backfield for the Lions. Stafford complete. He keeps his feet, and Golden Tate does what he does so well, all the way down and jumping into the end zone. Touchdown Lions. 45-yard score from Golden Tate. We talked about the yards after catch. Nobody in the National Football League better than Golden Tate after he catches the football, Chris.
Well, and you have to be able to play man coverage right here. Excuse me, Golden Tate on the inside, and he beats number 20, Crawley. But run after catch, that's why you find ways to get that man the football, because all he does is produce and make plays when he has an opportunity. Poor job of tackling by Crawley. Great job of Golden Tate of not running bounds or giving himself up. And Raphael Bush, you don't go for the strip in that scenario. Go for the tackle. You don't need to be a hero on that play. You live to fight another down.
Just get him down. Raphael Bush, you can see going for the strip as Matt Prater on for the extra point here. That did not take long for Golden Tate to make his mark. Chris said before the game they got to get the ball to their playmaker. Golden Tate is that guy. With 7 minutes to go, they do just that.
Dan
There's a look at Crawley and Bush, two men who had a chance to take Golden Tate down. Instead, Tate took it into the end zone, capping a 7-play, 75-yard drive, a 45-yard touchdown catch, the second touchdown catch of the season for Golden Tate. Lions set to kick off with Alvin Kamara and Trey Edmonds deep. And there is Kamara taking it 5 yards deep in the end zone. One more look at the touchdown here, Chris.
So you have trust between Stafford and Golden Tate working right here on Crawley. I love how Golden Tate, first of all, runs the route. Now watch him come back to the football. See him come back down the hill to create that separation. That's poor tackling. And right here, Raphael Bush, you have to make the tackle. You don't go for the strip in that scenario. Make the tackle, secure the tackle. The other thing, Marcus Williams took a poor angle. Rookies do that often, and you see the rock bottom. Give him the people's elbow, Golden Tate.
Weren't you in WWE?
Yes, I was.
Way back in the day. Uh-oh. He has some room. Mark Ingram down the sideline. Finally pushed out of bounds by Glover Quinn, who had the angle. Mark Ingram has been waiting for that.
Andrus Peat, big offensive guard. Athlete getting out in space, getting a block on the corner. Nevin Lawson creating a short corner to stiff arm on Tyre Whitehead. And you see Mark Ingram. Adrian Peterson's gone. That means I get more opportunities. The more opportunities I have, the more I'll show you, coach, that I deserve the bulk of the carries. Competition breeds excellence.
51-yard carry for Ingram, as it is now 1st and 10 at the 24. Kamara up the middle for just a couple. A'Shawn Robinson, the big fella in there, helping fill in with a slew of others for Haloti Ngata.
He's playing well, Dan. He's really gotten better from his rookie year, 2nd-round pick out of Alabama. He's a tough guy, and he's a load inside.
You know, Mark Ingram a load as well. That's the first 20-yard or more run allowed by this Detroit defense all season long. Zach Line now in the backfield. Alvin Kamara split out to the right. Breeze looks to the left. That is complete to Michael Thomas for 2. And here's A'Shawn Robinson again.
Andrus Peat is going for the knockout record. You know, offensive linemen in their meeting rooms, they're a prideful bunch. I used to have a locker right beside offensive linemen. And the only stat that a lot of them care about is knockdowns, or putting on the ground. Watch a Pete again on this, and watch this knockout shot. Woo! Man, see, that's football, and that gets a standing O in the lineman offensive meeting room. Nobody else cares, but those guys care. You might get free sandwiches off of that one.
3 wide receivers in that bunch formation to the right for Breeze. He's looking over the middle. That is complete. Ted Ginn Jr. diving in. And it is indeed a touchdown for the speedster. 20-yard score for Ted Ginn Jr.
Well, they're in bunch, okay, because they're anticipating man. You're asking Slay right here to get on Ginn, but he has trouble working through traffic as Michael Thomas gets a nice rub off. And you give him that kind of space, the speed that he has is unlike a lot of guys that don't have in the NFL. And the other thing is, last week the Lions secondary tackled poorly, and right now they had some missed opportunities. Jarrad Davis missing again in open space.
That rookie linebacker, who has been better than advertised according to the Detroit coaching staff, just couldn't get there and make that tackle. As Ted Ginn Jr. in for the touchdown.
But that, you know, a lot of teams, there's a reason why you do bunch formations, right? It's to set picks. A natural pick happens, and you're putting Slay in an awkward position by trying to press him. Michael Thomas comes out, rubs him off. Ginn just uses his speed, untouched or deterred at the line of scrimmage, and he shows a great job of run after catch, and that's clearly a touchdown for number 19.
Certainly looks like a touchdown, and great individual effort there from Ted Ginn Jr. The well-traveled, dangerous return man. Jim Caldwell looking on.
All right, let's go, boys. Play go. Play ball. Got good rhythm going here. Good timing. Let's go. It's a touchdown. Man.
You sound like a former player. You sound like a linebacker.
Could be the right foot, though. I could stand corrected, though. I get a little impatient once in a while.
After reviewing the play, the ruling on the field stands. It's a touchdown.
Watch, the right foot was, I think, the foot in question. And that's in. We're all good.
Great job of walking the tightrope there from Ginn, his second touchdown of the season. And it really is a nice kind of mix they have with their wide receivers. The big guy Michael Thomas, Ginn's the speedster, as we have a 14-7 ball game here in New Orleans. Just the first of a lot of scoring coming up, I'm sure. Big run by Mark Ingram, 51 yards, sets up the Ted Ginn 20-yard touchdown catch. It was basically a 5-yard pass, and he did the rest by himself. Big play there by Ted Ginn and the Saints.
I think the Adrian Peterson trade, that energizes guys because they see more opportunities to prove themselves. And so far, Ingram, that time, when he ran the football, he ran with some purpose.
That was about a third of his season yardage total on that one run alone. That was Zach Zenner on the return. Game break now again with Carissa Thompson. Hey, Carissa.
Hey, Dan. Actually, an update here. Aaron Rodgers rolls out first quarter, no score, and gets hit hard by Anthony Barr. Never a sight you want to see as a Packers fan. He goes down hard on what appears to be a right shoulder injury. He was carted off. We, of course, will continue to keep you updated on his status. In the meantime, Brett Hundley takes over under center. Dan, Chris, and Peter.
So Anthony Barr, a former UCLA Bruin, knocks Aaron Rodgers out of the game, who is now replaced by another former UCLA Bruin there, Brett Hundley. We'll keep you updated on Aaron Rodgers' situation as it is first down and 10 as the ball is batted at the line of scrimmage by Trey Hendrickson.
Really a nice job of recognition by Hendrickson. Robinson's going to do here, trying to cut his knees out. Why do you cut a guy's knees out, Dan? So this doesn't happen, to get his hands on the ground. But Hendrickson does a good job of recognizing the cut block, plays off, and gets in the throwing lane. Well done for the rookie.
Trying to get it there to Eric Ebron, who had some problems last week. Actually booed in Detroit after a couple of drops, and not much going there on that run.
Well, we asked Matthew Stafford about that because Ebron have a lot of confidence. He said, I haven't lost confidence in him. If he's open, he's getting a rock. That's a quote from Stafford.
And he talked to Jim Caldwell about his confidence level, and he said, I don't know if you listen to him very often, but he's certainly not lacking confidence either. I was under the impression that they would try to get Ebron involved in the game as they have three wide receivers split to the right. Zach Zenner in the backfield on 37 here for the Lions. Stafford loses the ball. It's picked up by the Saints, but it's ruled incomplete. Marshawn Lattimore was the man that scooped it up for New Orleans. But it looked like that arm was coming forward.
Here comes Stafford right here. Protection is actually pretty decent, but what's better, and I do believe that's an incomplete pass, what was better though was the coverage downfield.
You can see A.J. Klein just grabbing Stafford's hand as he throws. And that was right tackle Rick Wagner that was trying to hold him off. There's Ginn at the 15-yard line, makes one man miss, and then he's taken down at the 21-yard line. Start your Sundays with the best morning pregame show on television. Fox NFL Kickoff gets you set with all the latest breaking news and updates you need to start your football Sunday. Fox NFL Kickoff every Sunday at 11 a.m. Eastern, 8 a.m. Pacific. And there was a flag on the punt, so it does look like they're going to be taking the Saints back here. Holding call on New Orleans. So Drew Brees and company going to have a little more work to do. Takes them all the way back there to the 13-yard line. Saints, of course, coming off a bye, so they are well rested. And Drew Brees, after a bye week, is near perfect. 6-0. Look at that touchdown to interception ratio, 24-3, Chris.
That's amazing. The completion percentage doesn't surprise me because he rarely forces a ball and he makes great decisions. And he gets rid of the ball in a hurry, as we noted. Average 2.41 seconds release time.
So at the 8-yard line, Drew Brees going to work. Swings it out again to Ginn. Ginn has been a busy man so far. Taken out of bounds. Very close to the first down. I think he's going to pick up 9 there.
Well, after you break a big run, it's natural to come back with play action. And they did a great job of hiding Ginn, running him behind the big offensive lineman. You get lost and lose sight of him, and that's very effective versus the zone defense, which the Lions were in on that particular play.
2nd and 1. Brees back to pass again. This time over the middle. Wide open. Humanamanui. Michael Humanamanui. Say that 10 times fast, Chris. DJ Hayden there on the tackle. The former New England Patriot joining the Saints via trade in 2015.
Well, Jared Davis has to get depth right here. If you get a free release down the field and you're in cover 3, you have to carry seam routes to the safety. I think he broke off his coverage a little bit too early, and Brees just waits his time and puts it right in there to Human, which his teammates love to call it.
Hand off to Ingram. And he's going to pick up one. Jared Davis in on the tackle. Didn't miss that one. One of the things that they told us about Jared Davis is that he just studies film like few other rookies do. And as a linebacker, I know you appreciate that, Chris.
Yeah, and he gets better and better. And had a little chat with him yesterday about how I studied film. Maybe we'll get into that in a little bit, and we'll see if he takes that advice or not. Unsolicited advice, by the way.
2nd and 9 to give right up the middle. Kamara carrying tacklers for the first down. 10-yard gain for Kamara, and we had some rookie-on-rookie action there as Jared Davis makes the tackle once again.
Well, here's the thing with Kamara, right? Sean Payton said, when I go to work this guy out, the only thing I'm going to do is see if he can catch the ball and run routes, because he already knew that he could do this. And again, when you have your opportunity to play, you get more touches. You are energized because you know that they are going to get an extra 11 plays between them with the trade of Adrian Peterson.
Brees, Ginn inside the 30 down to the 25-yard line. DJ Hayden in the coverage.
Well, they're having a little bit of confusion right here, and they're having a matchup problem. Now, DJ Hayden lets Ginn just off the line clean. And one thing the scouting report says about Ginn, he runs very fast. And he runs faster than you think he runs. And so what you could do to help yourself is try to get physical with Ginn Jr. at the line of scrimmage, which did not happen with DJ Hayden. And he splits time with Nevin Lawson.
Brees 7 of 7 for 95 yards so far in the game. Joshua Rebus in as an extra blocker.
Delay of game. Offense, number 9. 5-yard penalty, still first down.
You see Drew Brees not too happy with that.
No, he's sitting there, and he's probably the only one that can say, Sean, get the play in with that kind of what, emotion or energy or enthusiasm?
Anger?
Yeah, or anger. We'll go with that.
I think any of those adjectives work.
They've been working together a lot of years. They're on the same page. He wants that play in.
Not just working together, but working well together. Give to Ingram. Ingram puts his head down and picks up 5. Tahir Whitehead, the leading tackler for the Lions, in there. You talked about the Adrian Peterson trade and what that does for the psyche of a Mark Ingram and Alvin Kamara. When you have a guy like Adrian Peterson, future Hall of Famer, in there, you're going to be looking over your shoulder a little bit, aren't you, Chris?
Oh, absolutely, because you know you got to get him his touches.
2nd and 10. Looking for Brandon Coleman. A little low for the 6'6" wide receiver. Whitehead was in coverage.
Yeah, and Drew's going to kick himself now because you have him working on Whitehead down the seam, or in Jared Davis and Whitehead. So what you have to do is, he's 6'6". You throw it to the crossbar. Throw it to the crossbar and let him use that long frame to go up and get it.
You can hear the crowd here in the Superdome. They wanted that call there on Whitehead. Thought that it might have been pass interference. 3 wide receivers to the right, 2 to the left for Breeze on 3rd and 10. And that's Willie Snead couldn't hold on. Now Snead back in the lineup. This is his first game of the season. He's back from a 3-game suspension. He could have played in the London game, but that hamstring injury, they decided to hold him out until today.
Well, that wasn't his fault. I mean, Drew Brees, one thing he's done over his career is deliver a catchable ball so the receiver can transition from catch to run. That ball was thrown on his shoelaces. He puts that one on the numbers.
It'll be a 41-yard field goal attempt for Will Lutz. 4 for 6 from this distance on the season. Make it 5 of 7. 17-7 now. We will be back in 30 seconds after this message from Geico.
It takes hard work, grit, and determination to become a professional football player like Luke Kuechly. But it only takes 15 minutes to see how much you could save on car insurance with Geico.
Back in the Superdome now is Matthew Stafford, and this Lions offense tries to get something going. Golden Tate scores the first touchdown on a 45-yard catch and run, but this Saints offense and this Saints defense playing very well. Drew Brees nearly perfect, couldn't convert that last 3rd down attempt, so they have to settle for a Will Lutz field goal.
So what the Saints are doing on defense is they're getting up in the face and challenging the Lion wide receivers at the line of scrimmage, and they're not creating a lot of separation except for the one big play to Golden Tate, which, because he created separation, was able to get a touchdown.
So Agnew takes the knee. Lions will get the ball at the 25-yard line. Stafford has been under duress the last 2 games big time. A look at the numbers here. Sacked 12 times in the last 2 games, 18 times on the season.
Now, we talked to Coach Caldwell about that. It's easy to say offensive line, but a lot of times they bring more than you have to block. So that responsibility falls on the quarterback's shoulders. It also falls on the responsibility of receivers to recognize blitz, then change their route in the progress of the play to a hot read.
Coming into the game, also knocked down 29 times on the year. That's tied for 8th most in the NFL. The handoff to Abdullah. Robertson in there to wrap him up. We're going to be back. First quarter in the books here in New Orleans, 17-7. One of the great moments in Saints history, the Steve Gleason play, that first game back after Hurricane Katrina, still a big part of this Saints family and the fabric of New Orleans. Gleason, of course, battling ALS, a 17-7 ball game. Gleason would love what he's seeing from his New Orleans Saints and that defense so far. Have a defensive touchdown in this game. It's Matthew Stafford trying to get something going here as we get things underway in the 2nd quarter. Stafford, the handoff to Theo Riddick. Theo Riddick picks up 4 yards.
So one of the adjustments, we talk about this all the time. When Abdullah or Riddick are behind Matthew Stafford right here, watch Vaccaro. He's going to start running, play run. They show a 2-deep look, which is a run friendly to the offense. That turns into a 1 high safety look, 8-man box. They don't have enough people to block. That's the adjustment that Dennis Allen has made when they're in the pistol formation, back directly behind quarterback.
3rd and 3 now. Stafford complete over the middle. Golden Tate breaks 2 tackles and then some, crosses the 45, finally out of bounds at the 50. Marcus Williams, the rookie safety, there to push him out.
That's a nice job right here of disrupting coverage, allowed Golden Tate to come free. Watch Marvin Jones right there. A nice little pick play, forces Vaccaro to take a bad angle and get the ball into 15's hands. That's what you have to do if you're Jim Bob Cooter. Find a way to get him the football. He needs 10 to 15 touches every game.
Golden Tate now 3 catches, 70 yards in the game. Theo Riddick there in the backfield with Matthew Stafford.
You're good.
Stafford stripped of the ball. Craig Robertson, another huge defensive play from this Saints team. Protection once again a problem for this Lions offense.
Well, we have slide protection, right? So all the offensive line is moving to the right. I think Rick Wagner and Theo Riddick were not on the same page, as Robertson does a good job of not going for the kill shot, but has the awareness to strip the ball out. And I love the fact that he scooped it up. And Stafford makes a heck of a play to save a touchdown. But Wagner and Theo Riddick, Wagner cannot let the outside guy go if Theo Riddick is out in the route. If Theo Riddick is staying to protect, Wagner works inside out. That was a blown communication, in my opinion, by the Lions offensive line in their protection schemes.
And Robertson untouched.
Yeah, it's easy to get a sack untouched.
You like those, didn't you?
You get many of those, Dan.
And here's Ingram. Picks up 4 yards. Peter Schrager on the sideline. Peter, what's going on?
Dan, Chris, I mean, they're up against us as it is. Taylor Decker obviously not in with the injury. They get Greg Robbins right before the start of the season, but you're talking about Emmett Cleary in for TJ Lang, who's the emotional and mental leader of that unit. Emmett Cleary, 7th team in 4 years, undrafted out of BC. And oh yeah, the Superdome, it's the loudest building in the entire league, guys.
And to top that off, Peter, you have mental communication problems on that offensive line. That's huge. That was the biggest problem there.
The Lions stretch Ingram out. Jared Davis there to make the tackle after a gain of 2.
And Jared runs really well. That's the best thing he does. He beats Max Unger to the football. Instinctive.
Krista Thompson, what do you have?
Well, Dan, something that no one saw coming. The Jets were already up 7 in the second quarter when Josh McCown finds Jeremy Curley for this 31-yard touchdown. Jets lead 14-0 over the Patriots right now and are looking to win their 4th straight. Dan, Chris, and Peter.
My goodness, we did not see that coming at all. Breeze complete, and that's Willie Snead, his first catch of the season. Darius Slay there in coverage. That's a pickup of 11.
Well, it's got to be a good feeling for Drew Brees to have Willie Snead back, coming off a suspension, also been hobbled by a leg injury. Right there, a nice zone coverage, and Snead does a good job of slowing that route down. You see how he didn't force that route? He allowed that defensive backs to drop out of there. He found a soft spot and a better delivery by Drew Brees, where he gave him a catchable ball right on the numbers.
Well, Snead's a valuable addition to this receiving core. He's had a good first couple of years in the National Football League. 6 different receivers have been on the receiving end. Ted Ginn trying to score another touchdown, knocked out of bounds at the 1.
Well, the bunch route is giving the Lions problems. When you run bunch, you have to have somebody that's a contained player. That's an outside player that has to force the ball inside. Killebrew gets caught inside, which creates the short corner for Ted Ginn as they go to hurry up snap.
Ingram puts his head down, fighting for the touchdown, tries to stretch to the goal line, but Tyre Whitehead there to keep him out of the end zone.
Nice job by Tyre. Playing linebackers a lot like running back in this sense, Dan, and Tyre did a good job of this. is that you see a hole, especially on the goal line, you accelerate through. And it's the same thing. And when you get to the contact point, you don't stop your feet. Running backs never stop their feet when they make contact, nor should linebackers.
Zach Line, the fullback, in front of Mark Ingram. Ingram gets the ball, and Ingram is in for the score, but there is a flag down on the right side of the field. Let's wait and see what the call is.
Offside. Defense. Left defensive tackle. Line up in the moving zone. That totals your Clyde. Rolling plays for touchdown.
John Coons out, so you bring in Zach Line, and I got 75, who's playing a heck of a game. Andrus Peat. This is just a little bit of a power scheme right there. Nick Bellore took his shot, tried to run through the hole, was a little late. And I'll tell you, Mark Ingram is a strong man. When he smells that goal line, guess what? He usually gets the goal line.
51-yard run earlier in the game for Ingram. 9 carries, 67 yards, and now a touchdown as Lutz is on for the extra point. Not only this offense, but this Saints defense rolling. That Saints D scores a touchdown and sets up another. There's a look at Mark Ingram on the bench. He caps a 6-play, 31-yard drive that was set up by a Robertson sack fumble, the second sack fumble of the game for this Saints defense that has led to a touchdown. And Matthew Stafford has to be wondering at this point what is going on. And he's going to get a chance here momentarily to figure it out. Jamal Agnew back deep for the Lions. And he once again will take a knee. And here's another look at all the pressure that he's faced tonight.
Well, that first one, I think that's on Matthew Stafford in his end zone. He holds the ball for 4 seconds. Right here, it's a miscommunication. You saw Rick Wagner block down inside. He cannot let the furthermost outside guy come pass rush if Reddick was out in the route.
The Saints defense, we talk about Jekyll and Hyde. The last 2 weeks, they have been phenomenal. That game in London, they shut out the Dolphins, averaging 6.5 points given up over the last 2 weeks.
And after this play, I'll tell you why.
Abdullah on first down.
Never mind.
Now that's going to help their cause just a little bit. Breaks a tackle all the way down to the 40-yard line before he's finally shoved out of bounds by Ken Crowley.
You know what helps is Golden Tate on the fake right here, because it's going to slow down these guys on the backside pursuit. See, everybody sees Abdullah. See those guys all freeze? We have 4 guys freezing right there because of the you're afraid of Golden Tate getting the football, and Abdullah's got a nice hole and exploits it.
6 carries, 42 yards for Abdullah. Quickly to the line of scrimmage after the 34-yard gain. Here's Abdullah again around the left side. Met right there at the 40-yard line. Kenny Vaccaro among those in on the tackle, as was his fellow safety Marcus Williams.
Yeah, Kenny Vaccaro is probably the best tackling safety that I've watched on film. Not probably, he is. He doesn't miss, and the other thing he does really well, surprise, he wraps up. He actually wraps his arms around the guy.
Which I feel like is a lost art in this day and age, Chris. Second and 8. Stafford incomplete. There's a flag on the play. It was the rookie Marshawn Lattimore in coverage there on Marvin Jones. And remember, he was called for pass interference earlier in the game.
He'll use the hands to the face. Number 77 offense. It's a 10-yard penalty. Still second down.
So that's Emmett Cleary, who's filling in for TJ Lang. Peter talked about the well-traveled Cleary earlier.
And here's Emmett. Once you feel any type of face mask or helmet on your hand, I know it's difficult in the heat of the moment. You've got to slide that hand right off, and Emmett stuck his hand on there a little too long. Got to have that awareness.
Stafford on 2nd and 18. Again, flags flying, pass nearly picked off by Craig Robertson. He's been everywhere.
Offside defense, number 94. Line up in the neutral zone. The 5-yard penalty. Still 2nd down.
That's Cam Jordan.
Well, those are self-inflicted wounds, and he clearly was in the neutral zone from our vantage point. And that's one that you know, he's shaking his head. He's a veteran. He knows better. You don't need that type of advantage. You're too good of a pass rusher where a half inch is not going to help you. You're too good for that.
Theo Riddick in the backfield. Stafford looking deep. He was looking for T.J. Jones, but that wasn't close. And Lattimore again in coverage there on the other Jones.
Well, this time the protection is a little bit better. Theo Riddick's going to step inside and pick up Robertson. Does a good job allowing Stafford time to at least try to get a 50-50 ball to Marvin Jones, who needs to be a factor in this offense. He's been kind of invisible. He's a good football player. Big free agent out of Cincinnati 2 years ago. He's got to step up his game.
Important play for the Lions here, 3rd and 9. Stafford looking to his left. It's complete and very close to a 1st down. Marvin Jones stretching for the 1st. Going to be interesting to see where they mark it here.
First of all, nice job of pass protection. Marvin Jones is going to be working right here. And again, that's a bunch route, which we talked about creates natural picks. And I just sung the praises of Kenny Vaccaro, but he's getting an MT right there, missed tackle. Superb effort by Jones to get the 1st down. Nice work, Marvin.
You told him to step up, and he did, Chris.
Yeah, he needs to.
Abdullah met at the line of scrimmage by Sheldon Rankins after a 2-yard gain. Let's check in one more time with Carissa Thompson.
Thanks, Dan. We head back to Minnesota. So the Packers down 7 in the 2nd with Aaron Rodgers in the locker room with that injury. He's getting x-rays now, but Devontae Adams helps Brett Hundley get his 1st career touchdown. Game tied up at 7 apiece. Dan, Chris, and Peter.
Thank you, Carissa. Brett Hundley certainly been waiting for this day for a long time. Matthew Stafford waiting to get things going on offense, and it's another complete pass. That's Jared Abbrederis hauling it in. Ken Crowley was in coverage. Pick up 7. Abbrederis.
Got a wholesale changes too for the Detroit Lions. Mahalik coming in, number 72. Zach Zenner coming in, 34. Ebron, 85. Everybody's coming in. Nick Bellore, linebacker, playing fullback. There you go, Nick. Two-way player.
Did a little bit of that back in the day. 3rd and 1. And that is Zenner. Met immediately. Does not look like he's going to pick up the 1st down. Manti Te'o, Tyler Davidson met him at the line of scrimmage.
Well, I'll tell you who does the job for me is Davidson, number 95, because Bellore's going to come right in here and try to block him. Watch Davidson. Does not move and gets that big body in there, fighting off 2 guys. It's a tremendous job by Davidson. And Bellore, you got to get a little bit lower when you're hitting a 320-pounder.
41-yard field goal attempt for Matt Prater. Almost automatic from this distance. One of the best kickers in the league. Puts it up and through. Some needed points for the Detroit Lions, who are on the board with 10 points. We're back after this. Welcome back to the Mercedes-Benz Superdome. 24-10. The Saints on top of the Lions. What an action-packed game it has been so far. Matthew Stafford and the guys get on the board with a Matt Prater 41-yard field goal. It capped an 8-play, 53-yard drive. But the Saints have had everything going right so far today. Alvin Kamara, the rookie out of Tennessee, back deep to receive the kick. And he's going to take a break. Drew Brees, you know, likes this young fella. Take a look at these numbers for Drew Brees. Prior to 30, they were pretty good. Since 30, he's 38 years old now, they have been great, Chris.
You know, it's amazing to me, and that's a credit to everybody involved. We know that football is a great team game, but Drew Brees takes care of his body. He has his routines. He sticks with his routines, and why not? He's been productive for a lot of years and shows no signs of slowing down.
Look at the numbers today then for Brees. 9 of 11. And again, a complete pass to Michael Thomas. Picks up 3. Michael Thomas, part of this very tall receiving core. He's 6'3". Then you have Brandon Coleman coming in at 6'6". And then you have Snead and Ginn kind of balancing everything out. Just a hair under 6 feet.
Yeah, now they come in with 2 tight ends. Not a bad time for a play action pass, because you bring in that formation to think you're going to make them think you're going to run, but they run a toss.
And that toss is going to go for the first down and then some. Alvin Kamara on the carry, taken down by Glover Quinn after a gain of 20.
Watch Teron Armstead playing with a bad left shoulder on the quick pull right here. Let Ziggy Ansah inside. Nice block by Brandon Coleman, number 16, to seal that edge, giving Kamara the short corner, and you see the burst through the hole.
And this is what we can expect to see more of with Adrian Peterson now in Arizona, is Alvin Kamara carrying the ball.
Like 44.
As you should.
Ready. You ready?
First down, inside handoff to Ted Ginn. Ginn trying to turn the corner, picks up 2. Let's go to Peter Schrager on the sideline. Peter?
You're seeing a lot of Alvin Kamara, number 41. You guys have been big on it. Look, the Peterson thing, I think there's a misconception based on that Monday night game and the face he made behind Sean Payton. We've heard it from both sides. There is no bad blood. If anything, Adrian Peterson set the tone in training camp for the rest of this running back group. Kamara and Ingram just playing too good, and give credit to the Saints front office. They ripped the Band-Aid off on this one. Peterson got a $2.5 million signing bonus. He gets all that from the Saints. The Cardinals paying him less than $1 million the rest of the way.
There's a look at Sean Payton. You have both Mark Ingram and Kamara in the game right now. Brees swings it out to Ingram. Ingram with some room around the left side, puts his head down before he's taken out of bounds by Jarrad Davis and Nevin Lawson.
Yeah, tremendous job by Nevin Lawson, working off the block of Willie Snead and getting a good open field tackle on a very physical runner. Nevin, I'll tell you, he's a physical corner. And sometimes that's an oxymoron, but not in Nevin Lawson's case.
You know, back to the Peterson conversation. He was really high on Peterson. Sean Payton thinks that Peterson still has some juice, but he never had more than 9 carries or 33 yards in 4 games here. And they didn't know when they signed Peterson that they were going to be lucky enough to get Alvin Kamara. And there's Ingram. When you have that combination of Kamara and Ingram, as you can see, tempers flaring. Ted Ginn and Nevin Lawson getting into it a little bit.
And Ingram's just short on this, a big 4th down decision. The other thing too is that what Peterson didn't fit Sean Payton's offense, because if you're going to be a running back in Sean Payton's offense, you've got to be a route runner and you got to be able to catch the ball. Ingram catches the ball well out of the backfield, and we already talked about how good of a route runner Kamara is.
You think Drew's trying to talk him into going for it right there?
I think at the very least you talk him in, at least let's try the hard count. Change up your cadence. I'd go for it. I got the momentum. My defense is playing well. Go for the throw. Drew talked about that, right? In his pregame fire-up speech. We got to step on their throat. Well, we got a chance to step on it.
24-10. Back in a moment. So apparently Sean Payton and Drew Brees were listening to Chris Spielman and said, yes, we will go for it on 4th down. They are 2 for 4 on 4th down conversions this year. Kamara, Zach Line, little trick play there as Line pitches it out to Kamara. He picks up plenty for the first down before he's finally tackled by Tyre Whitehead. Nifty play, Chris.
Well, we saw this from the Bears, a version of this. We watched them do this in practice. And specifically for this particular scenario, short yardage and goal line, excellent job of Zach Line of giving a good catchable ball to Kamara, who shows his speed. And bad news for the Lions, A'Shawn Robinson limped off the field, number 91. So now they're playing with 2 backup defensive tackles. If you're New Orleans, you attack the middle of the ball.
Mike 40. You 80. Listen.
So first down, Ingram on the flea flicker. Breeze looking deep. He has a receiver wide open. That's Brandon Coleman. So 2 very interesting plays that Sean Payton has drawn up in a row.
Well, when you're able to have balance by running the football, this allows you to do the flea flicker. Coleman's going to set inside. Bruce does a good job of staying patient. Look at the protection all day to throw. Coleman just finds a seam on a 7 route. Nice catchable ball. They got him guessing. When you got a defense guessing, you're in trouble.
And Breeze is really spreading the love. 7 different receivers have caught a pass from Drew Brees, and we're still in the first half. Mark Ingram keeps his feet. He's close to the first down. Couple of missed tackles there, including one from Tyre Whitehead and George Johnson.
Well, that's a problem, right? When you have your 2 big defensive tackles, that's why I said you start attacking that middle of the line of scrimmage. And you can get by with 1 missing, but when you have 2 of your top guys, Nada and Robinson, out, and plus you're low in numbers, those guys hands on hips. See the hands on hips? You know what that tells me? Need a break, coach. I need a break.
They're getting worn down. Saints knocking on the door again. The Saints have been waiting for home field advantage the last couple of years to help them out, trying to get above 500 for the first time since 2013, currently with a 14-point lead and a chance to add some more points up on the scoreboard. 2nd and 1 here. Mark Ingram in the backfield for Drew Brees. Ingram inside the 5 and picks up the first down, so they're going to have a few more shots at it. Gain of 3 from Mark Ingram.
So when you bring in an extra offensive lineman, Laribas right here, this whole line should be slanting this way, because I promise you they are running that way. You see they're slanting the opposite way, which creates any type of seam or hole by slanting away from it. You should be slanting into that blocker, anticipating before the snap that that's where they're going to attack.
Look at the numbers on that current drive. 9 plays, 72 yards, eating up almost 5 minutes here, and everything going right, not only for this New Orleans offense, but this defense as well. This is the kind of game that they're hoping to build on after those 2 wins.
Well, it is, and they're only taking the momentum that they have out their 2 victories, both offensively and defensively, and they're a physical football team. Right now, 124 yards rushing on the ground. First half.
Here's Ingram again. Stacked up at the line of scrimmage. He's getting a little chippy. Willie Snead getting into it there with Quandre Diggs. Let's check in with Kurt Menefee in Los Angeles. Kurt.
Coming up on the Visa halftime, the Patriots get together with the Jets. The Dolphins try to push the Falcons out of first place. And the winless Browns try to put together a W against the Texans. We'll pull it all together for you on the Visa halftime.
Can't believe that Jimmy and Michael are that strong. They can just push those big things together there in studio.
Well, Jimmy takes those vitamins that we see him advertise.
This is going to be the 11th play of the drive for Drew Brees and the Saints as they're trying to find the end zone one more time. 2nd and goal. Mark Ingram, been a heck of a game for him so far. Already has a touchdown and a 51-yard run. Here he is again, following his blockers into the end zone. And you can see the excitement there. Brandon Coleman says, we're doing it right.
Well, here's the thing. It's fatigue on the Lions defense. A'Shawn Robinson got driven back into the end zone because he's too high. In this situation, let's see, I believe right here is A'Shawn Robinson. Now watch how Ingram and Unger and Andrus Peat, who's the most valuable player in this game so far. See Andrus Peat putting A'Shawn Robinson 2 yards back into the end zone? And that's fatigue. And when you get tired, you play high. When you play high, you get driven back. That's the rules of the game. Never fails.
Here's a look at Ingram. Andrus Peat back at left guard after filling in at tackle.
He's my MVP. Give the lineman some love.
They're going to love you, man.
Yeah.
talking about pancake blocks and linemen as MVPs. Extra point from Lutz, up and good. An 11-play, 75-yard drive capped by the second Mark Ingram touchdown of the day. 30-10 so far. Let's check and see what the flag was on the field here from our referee, Jeff Triplett.
They're not shy about throwing flags, this crew.
Well, it's funny you bring that up because we see the research. So do the coaches.
Illegal formation offense. Number 65 was lined up in the backfield. They only had 6 on the line of scrimmage. 5-yard penalty, retry.
Retry there, that's Senio Kelemete. And we talk about the referees and how we see the numbers. Yeah. Of course, we have Mike Pereira and Dean Blandino, two of the very best in the business in terms of rules officials. But Sean Payton, Jim Caldwell, these guys study the officials.
You have to, and then you share that information with your team, especially if you're, like I believe Triplett's crew loves the PI. They don't love it. They call a lot of PI. So as a secondary, if you're playing man coverage, you got to know that you can't get too physical with those guys. You'll get a flag.
Well, next extra point is up and good. And
another flag. There you go.
Throwing them all over the place.
Number 65, illegal formation, offense, not on the line of scrimmage. 5-yard penalty, we will retry again.
That's the second straight penalty on Kelemete. He's giving old Will Lutz a workout here.
You're going to see Kelemete as a tight end. He's got to move up. He's got to break the plane of the center. His head has to be in, like, right here and right in the middle of the center's back, and it's not. And so that's the proper call. And especially if you get called, you have to be able to adjust. You got to scoot up. There, now he's way close. Now he looked over there to check with the officials, see if he was okay.
Yeah, you can see the left side of the line bowed out a whole lot more than the right side. He's leaving zero room for error here. But in case Will Lutz did not have enough kicking practice during the week, he is getting that today for sure. Sean Payton's boys up by 21 with 1:48 to go here in the first half. Saturday on Fox, Camp Randall Stadium going to be rocking as number 7 Wisconsin hosts the Terps of Maryland at 11:30 Eastern, followed by Baker Mayfield and 12th ranked Oklahoma taking on Kansas State. Big 10 and Big 12 action starts Saturday on Fox and streaming live as always on Fox Sports Go.
How about if I were a high school tailback, why wouldn't you go to Wisconsin? I mean, you get Jonathan Taylor who's running crazy, right? And you look at the history of tailbacks that they've had over the years. Sign me up if you want to run the ball.
Going back to Ron Dane and those days at Wisconsin, why not?
Great Dane.
Well, New Orleans, one of the great cities in America, one of the great party towns in America. There's no doubt about that. It is not a party here in New Orleans right now for these Detroit Lions. As the ball bounces out of bounds as Jamal Agnew picks it up almost before it does.
The kicking team, the ball will be placed at the 40-yard line.
Yeah, that's smart
down.
because his foot was out of bounds and the ball was out of bounds. So that's a smart play by Agnew, making sure that he was out of bounds before he fielded this football. Right there, and foot's out, he's out. The right foot touched out of bounds, he's out. Good job.
That's something they work on in practice all the time with special teams. Smart play there. So there's a look at Jim Caldwell. One timeout remaining. Would love to head into the locker room on a high note if they can find the end zone here. This is the best starting position today for this Lions offense on the 40-yard line. 1:48 left in the first half. Theo Riddick alongside Matthew Stafford. Stafford dumps it off to Riddick. Riddick has some room. Riddick with the first down. Von Bell in coverage there. That's a 13-yard gain for Theo Riddick.
Well, you know, just going back to that kickoff, that'll drive the head coach crazy. I mean, as a kicker, you got one job. You got all that field to work with. Don't kick it out of bounds. You're giving them a 20-yard head start. And this offense with Matthew Stafford doesn't need a 20-yard head start. They're good enough. They don't need any help.
So now in Saints territory on the 47. Stafford, ball's tipped and caught. That's Ebron diving for the first down. Great concentration by Ebron, who had a couple of drops last week.
They're bringing pressure. They're not going to sit lightly. Von Bell, number 48, does a good job of getting pressure inside. Ball's deflected. Ebron. Good concentration on Tidrow.
Stafford with another tip pass again. Kenny Vaccaro there.
So this is recognition and smart defenders. Out of the shotgun, when you take one step, that's equivalent to a 3-step drop. So what that tells you as a pass rusher or a defender, hands up right away, because you're not going to get to the quarterback because the ball has to be delivered so quickly. So instead of continuing your pass rush, get in the throwing lane with your hands in the air.
Looks like there's a conversation going on here on the field between Jeff Triplett and some of his officials. Trying to figure out exactly what's going on. Could be the exact spot of the ball.
It is still third down.
Third and just a hair under 1 for Jim Caldwell's crew. And this is as big of a third down as they've had in this game. The Lions need to get on the board. Need to get on the board with a touchdown. Stafford complete. Golden Tate reaches up, grabs it. He is just outside the 20-yard line. Vaccaro and Marcus Williams, the two safeties there in coverage. But anytime Golden Tate can get his hands on the ball, he's dangerous.
Dan, hell, you know the NFL as well as anybody. The game's always about matchups. Right now, they see Vaccaro one-on-one in space with Golden Tate. It's no matchup. Right here, he gives them too much space. They run a little crossing route to create a natural pick, forcing Vaccaro to come underneath. He's looking back at the quarterback. While he's looking back at the quarterback, Golden Tate is pulling away. Matchups all day.
Stafford, quick pass, squeezes it in there to Marvin Jones. Peter Schrager, what do you have?
Just pregame, Stafford and Golden Tate were doing a lot of red zone stuff. Golden Tate, 5 touchdowns in 4 games against the Saints.
344 yards in the 3 games against the Saints coming into this game. That's Riddick, shakes a tackle, taken down at the 5-yard line. Craig Robertson, A.J. Klein were there. Klein misses it. Robertson makes the tackle. That's a pickup of 10. 26 seconds to go here in the first half. Timeout from the Lions as they are down by 21. So much action going on, and this Saints defense coming up huge. The strip by Okafor. Vaccaro recovers in the end zone, and then Golden Tate goes to work. A 45-yard touchdown catch for Golden Tate as he breaks a couple of tackles before he flips into the end zone. And then there's Ted Ginn Jr. stretching for the touchdown, always so dangerous. Mark Ingram has had a busy day as well. His first and second touchdowns of the day. And there you have it.
Well, here what you do in this situation, I think if I'm New Orleans, I'm coming, I'm bringing pressure. I'm trusting my one-on-one guys to win their one-on-one battles. And again, the matchup you have is Golden Tate right here on Vaccaro, which has worked well for them. You always got to be alert for Abdullah out of the backfield, number 21.
Stafford, quick drop, throws to his right. And you know that Marvin Jones is looking for the call there, but he's not going to get it.
They weren't on the same page right there. I think Matthew Stafford was looking for Marvin Jones to break it off quicker, and I think Marvin Jones was looking for the back shoulder fade. Crowley being physical. I know one thing, he'll challenge a guy. Number 20 will challenge a guy as Drew paces the sidelines. Okay, I'm surveying the field. Right now, I have Theo Riddick. He's as good a one-on-one guy as there is.
Stafford.
Well, he missed Riddick, too. Wow, did he miss Riddick.
Tyler Davidson, I think, got one of those big mitts on the ball. Riddick lined up there in the slot, was open for a second.
Yeah, well, he's wide open. And I don't understand why Matthew didn't go to him. That's the matchup because you have A.J. Klein on Riddick. You see him? Klein went with him. Riddick set it down in the hole, and you see the look of befuddlement on Theo Riddick's face.
Good word, befuddlement.
I'm not sure if that's a word or not, but I'm glad you confirmed that it was. All right.
100%. Well, Riddick this time in the backfield on 3rd and goal. Stafford up again, looking for Jones. He can't bring it in. Ken Crawley there on the coverage.
Crawley, P.J. Williams is late for a meeting. Crawley got an opportunity, and Crawley earned his opportunity by making plays like this. Got a little handsy right there, but not enough to get the call.
Crawley inactive for the first 2 games of this season, making his 3rd straight start. Lions going for it now on 4th down.
You got Tate working on Vaccaro right here.
And looks like we're going to have a defensive timeout here by the Saints so they can figure things out. So 16 seconds to go as they're going to go for it on 4th down. Here's a look at some of the numbers from today. Look at that, 31 points, the most by any team in the first half this season.
Well, I mean, what's been the calling card of the Saints over the offense, right? There's quick scoring, big plays. You got Ingram running well. You got Kamara running. You got Drew Brees spreading the ball around to 7 or 8 different guys. It's a very difficult team to defend. Right here, if I'm New Orleans, don't sit back. You blitz, you force Stafford to make a quick decision and trust that your guys are going to win a one-on-one battle.
Let's not forget that this defense had 2 huge plays, strip sacks that led to touchdowns, and now they have the opportunity to keep the Lions potentially out of the end zone again. Stafford complete, but it doesn't look like Darren Fells got there.
Marshawn Lattimore.
That Saints defense coming up huge. Darren Fells, after 2 touchdown catches in the 4th quarter last week, does not get one here.
So he doesn't get lost. Watch him read this. See that? Comes off the corner route and has the feet and agility to adjust and get Fells down before he can get the ball across the line of scrimmage. That's great recognition by Marshawn Lattimore. And I'm going to tell you, he's lucky he went low because Fells is 6'7". You almost want to take that guy high and help for reinforcements to arrive. But it worked out for him because of the recognition and having great foot position to break up on the underneath route.
Perfect play in that scenario. We talked about guys not wrapping up earlier in the game. This is a case where you didn't want to wrap up because you're so much smaller than the man you're trying to tackle. So the Saints are going to go into the locker room with a 21-point lead at halftime. There's a lot of things around the NFL that we didn't see coming, and I don't know if we saw this coming today. Let's take a look and listen to some fun from Week 5 with Sounds from the Field, brought to you by Walmart.com, now offering free 2-day shipping.
Do something special today. Do something special today. Keep it up. Keep it up. We got him. Let's go! Oh!
Hey, Rev, you okay?
Good, man.
Oh, I thought you wanted some Skittles. You want some Skittles? You okay?
Great day for football.
And it's a 21-point game. Matthew Stafford and the Lions down. Let's send it to L.A. to check in with the fellas. Welcome back to New Orleans. A lot of points on the scoreboard here at the Superdome. Perhaps a little more lopsided than we expected, Chris Spielman. Drew Brees and the offense doing their thing, but it's the defense for the Saints that's the unsung hero in this one.
Yeah, they have 2 turnovers and 14 points off those 2 turnovers, and the Saints protect the football. That's what they've been doing all year. 0 turnovers on the year, plus they're balanced offensively. Run, pass, very difficult to defend.
Mark Ingram with 83 yards in the first half, the 3rd best first half of his career from a yardage standpoint, so he looks to be on his way to a 100-yard day. Of course, this is the first game after the big trade of Adrian Peterson. That was not only big news here in New Orleans, but was big news around the National Football League. He, of course, a member of the Arizona Cardinals. And there's a look at the numbers and the 2 quarterbacks, 2 of the very best in the business. Matthew Stafford struggling in this game, sacked 12 times coming in, sacked a couple of times here, and those 2 fumbles lost, as Chris talked about, are what led to 14 points for the New Orleans Saints. Lutz kicking off. Agnew back to receive, and he's going to take a knee. Let's check in with Peter Schrager on the sideline.
Dan, the New Orleans Saints still haven't committed a turnover on offense. They're chasing history with this. Sean Payton said that's the message. Control the ball and don't give them any more opportunity to sneak into this. As for the Lions, I talked to Jim Caldwell on the way in, and he said, hey, that fourth down, going for it there. We're down 21 points on the road in a hostile environment. We're going to shoot our shot, and we're going to continue to keep shooting it. They don't think they're out of this yet. That's the Lions. That's what they've been the last couple of years.
Well, Shregs, if you have Matthew Stafford, you know what he can do in the second half of games. We witnessed it time and again.
They certainly have enough weapons on the offensive side of the ball to mount a comeback, and not many quarterbacks in the NFL better at fourth quarter comebacks than Matthew Stafford, who's taking a shot early to Jones, but just overthrows him. Ken Crawley in coverage on Marvin Jones there.
Yeah, you know, I love the call, and Matthew Stafford needs to make this catchable for Jones because Marvin has him on his hip right there, and that ball is placed to where Jones can get it. That's a big play. I love the aggressive play call. As Jim Caldwell said, shoot your guns. They certainly did on that first play.
Matthew Stafford with two wide receivers to his left. Amir Abdullah with a jump stop. Lunges forward for a gain of 5. So it's going to be 3rd and 5 here for this Lions offense. Craig Robertson been active the entire game. He's in there on the tackle.
And the protection has to hold up. I mean, these are key downs. 3rd down and 5 is very manageable for an offense. Golden Tate has been big in these situations, and they like to match up with Golden Tate on Kenny Vaccaro right there. Zenner is in there. That tells you he's in there for one reason: protection. Number 34.
Jim Caldwell told us yesterday that protection is something they talk about all the time, not just the last couple of games. As Stafford's feeling the heat, doesn't get enough protection as Cam Jordan's in there for the sack.
The problem was the inside guard center guard combination. They're giving up pressure up the middle, which collapses the pocket, which does not allow Matthew Stafford to step up into that pocket. See Cam Jordan on a little X game coming from outside in. That pocket is collapsed. There's nowhere to step up. Smart decision to eat and protect the football since you've already fumbled it twice.
3rd sack of the game for the Saints. 4th sack of the season for Cam Jordan. Jeff Locke to punt. Ted Ginn Jr. stepping out of bounds. Still 31-10 here at the Superdome. Cam Jordan getting his 4th sack of the season. The Saints up by 21 on the Lions here at the Superdome, and they have yet to turn the ball over this entire season. The 3rd team since 1933 with 0 turnovers through 4 games. You can see the numbers in there. They're going to set an NFL record if they can get through this one without a turnover today.
Alert. Ready. Blue 80%.
Breeze back to pass. With time, gets it off, and the big hit over the middle. Initially, that was Michael Thomas on the catch, but it's picked off. Darius Slay steals the ball right out of his hands.
Now we got to see if Thomas was down when that ball was taken out of the hands. Darius Slay will compete all day with anybody. I mean, he's as tough as they get. Now watch Michael Thomas. I think he might be down. He's down, then the ball is taken from his hands because they both had possession of the football when he is down. And from my understanding of the rule is that ties go to the offense.
That was a pretty good look right there. And Chris, I think you're right.
Because once he's down and they both have the ball, we'll have Dean Blandino on here in a second. I believe the rule is that because we're so obsessed with offense in this country, ties go to the offense.
Let's bring in our rules expert, Dean Blandino. Dean, what are you seeing here?
Well, aside from the comment about the tie going to the previous play, they're going to look at this. Remember, the ruling on the field was an interception. The receiver's going to the ground and make the catch. He has to hold on to it all the way to the ground. So the issue's going to be, did he complete the catch by maintaining control when he landed prior to the defender pulling it out? Now, they ruled it an interception, I don't know if I see enough to change this here.
But if he had the ball, if Thomas has the ball and Slay hits him while he has the ball, then he's down. Is he not?
No. He's got to complete the catch.
Okay.
So he's got to take it all the way to the ground before he establishes possession. So he's got to hold on to it when he lands. And it looks to me as they land, he's pulling it out. And again, they ruled an interception. This is close. I don't think they have enough evidence to overturn it to catch and down.
Right. Here's the best angle, and you can see that Thomas is wearing white gloves. Slay's wearing blue gloves. The blue gloves not on the ball when he's on the ground. They come in right here, Dean.
It's close. And again, now if Thomas has it when he lands and he has control and completes the catch, and then it's pulled loose, then we have a catch and down. So the issue is going to be, did he complete the process prior to the ball being pulled loose?
So, Dean, you know that Spielman hates offensive
no,
players.
I don't.
So
I love offense.
I couldn't tell by his comments.
So the tie does not always go to the offense. It's not baseball.
If they rule simultaneous catch, then the tie does go to the offense.
Okay.
But that's not what they ruled here.
Okay, so the call is going to be coming on the way very soon. Thank you, Dean. Get a look at Caldwell.
After review, the ruling on the field stands.
Good call, Dean.
Dino, right on with that one. He was exactly right. And I think that may have been a case. If the call on the field were different,
you can go either way.
Then you can go either way, right?
That's when you hear stands. They don't have enough to overturn it. Great job by Slay. That guy will fight you to the death. Darius Slay's a competitor.
Well, maybe that was the break that the Lions are looking for.
And you jinxed him with the turnover comment right
Whose
before.
idea was that anyway to talk about the turnovers?
Schrager's.
Let's blame it on Schrager. So let's see if the Lions can do something with it. Here's Abdullah. He's going to get 2 or 3 there on the carry. So if they want to get back in this ballgame, this Lions offense is going to have to make the Saints pay for their first turnover of the season. So they go 4.5 games without a turnover.
And I like this too, Dan. They're going tempo right here to get them going and get Stafford into some type of rhythm throwing the football. By going tempo, what that will do is slow down the pass rush.
Stafford tries to swing it out, but it's batted down there by Cam Jordan.
It's a 3rd or 4th batted ball today, right here. And Cam Jordan again, understanding conceptually what teams are trying to do. Now, if I'm Fells, look at Fells looking inside, number 87. He's a little bit late, so that allows Cam Jordan direct access to the throwing lane. And Fells had to look inside because of the noise in this building to know when to get off on the snap, because you can't hear the cadence of Stafford.
Kansas City and New Orleans, probably the 2 loudest stadiums in football. 3rd and 8 now. Zach Center in the backfield alongside Stafford. You said it earlier, in there to pass protect, and that's what he does. Stafford can't find his man. Jared Abbrederis is who he was looking for. Marshawn Lattimore there in coverage again.
Well, this has been the key to the game for the Saints defense. All these one-on-one battles, there's Abbrederis working on Lattimore. The Saints have won the one-on-one battles. What's happening is their skill, their athletes right now are outplaying Detroit's edge players, wide receivers, running backs, and they're winning every man-to-man battle that they've been faced with, except the one to Golden Tate where he beat Crawley for the touchdown.
This is going to be a 56-yard field goal attempt for Matt Prater, one of the best kickers in the game. He has 1 make from 41 yards so far. It is up and no good. So the Lions can't get any points on the board after that turnover, failing to capitalize. Still a 21-point ball game here in New Orleans. There's a look at that Lions offensive line coming in, having given up 12 sacks in the last 2 games. They've given up 3 today. 2 of those sacks, strip fumbles that led to touchdowns for the Saints. Matthew Stafford trying to figure out what's going wrong. Darius Slay makes a great play for the defense, and then the offense can't turn that into points. So Drew Brees and the Saints taking over at the 46-yard line. The toss out to Kamara. Kamara inside the 50.
One thing I like about the Saints is their offensive line. You're going to watch Ryan Ramczyk number 71, pull around and become the lead blocker. And this has been a nice play for the Saints so far today. And you see Ramczyk getting Quandre Diggs on the ground, allowing a nice 6-yard pickup for the Saints.
Kamara with just 15 career carries coming in, already has 6 today. That's Glover Quinn, who's down for the Lions. We're going to be back in 30 seconds after this message from Lowe's and Papa John's.
The moment you realize you have enough food for your guests, but not enough fridge.
At Lowe's, we have more appliances to choose from, so you can get the right one at the right price right now.
Hurry into Lowe's and get up to 30% off select appliance special values.
Your pizza now comes with a side of pizza, but not just any pizza, a Papa John's pizza. Right now, when you buy any pizza at regular menu price, you get one free. It's buy one pizza, get one free.
Better ingredients, better pizza, Papa John's.
Order now at papajohns.com.
Back at the Superdome, Matthew Stafford looking on as Glover Quinn, the Pro Bowler after the 2014 season, is the one who's down right now.
And Glover's the leader of that team. He's an excellent football player, tough, instinctive. And you see Glover Quinn right here, I believe, coming into your picture, and took a knee to the head on a pursuit from A'Shawn Robinson.
There's a look at safety Glover Quinn being helped off the field. Took a knee to the head from A'Shawn Robinson, the Pro Bowler, a very important member of this defense. 2nd and 4 here. Breeze complete out to Ingram. Ingram picks up the first down and then some. Let's send it to Carissa Thompson in Los Angeles.
Thanks, Dan. We're headed to Baltimore following a Mitchell Trubisky touchdown pass. Bobby Rainey returns the ensuing kickoff. How he got through that, I don't know. 96 yards for the score. Rainey, by the way, just signed earlier this week. Bears still lead 17-10. Dan, Chris, and Peter.
Tackling optional, apparently, on that one.
I knew you'd pick that up.
No, yeah, just get him on the ground. Don't forget the rules of the game.
Ready. We're ready. Let's run.
Here's Ingram again. After that 11-yard pickup, Jalen Reeves-Maven and Darius Slay in on the tackle after a gain of 5.
It'll be interesting to see how the Lions defense responds when you lose your leader like Glover Quinn. Sometimes that can be deflating for you. Somebody in that huddle needs to rally and say, we need to create something to happen here. A turnover, anything, a big play. And the defensive coordinator can help, because you figure they're going to run the football, start calling blitzes. Freebie.
Flags flying everywhere. Drew's going to take a shot, can't connect. So without Glover Quinn, Charles Washington out of Fresno State checked into the ball game for the Lions defense.
Offside defense, number 97. 5-yard penalty, repeat, 2nd down.
That's Akeem Spence.
And don't forget that Glover, too, and you'll see Charles Washington in your screen right there. Glover's the communicator, the guy that sets the coverage, that makes the adjustments. That's the quarterback of that defense at the back end. So that's something that the Lions have to adjust to also. We talked to Jared Davis, and one guy he leaned on some of those calls is Glover Quinn.
Biggest challenge for a rookie linebacker, rookie middle linebacker like Jared Davis is the communication, calling those plays when you see all the adjustments that Drew Brees is making. Ingram fighting for some yards, but it's no gain as Ziggy Ansah and Robinson in on the tackle.
It's a nice job of New Orleans taking their time, and you have a 21-point lead to be able to run that play clock down. I don't think enough teams to do that, take advantage of that. Run that play clock all the way down. You want to keep Matthew Stafford in that offense off the field as long as you can, as long as you can control it.
Easy.
Especially with his history of fourth-quarter comebacks, we have seen it over and over again the last few years, falling just short last week, but it went from a blowout to a real ball game very quickly against Carolina as Alvin Kamara puts his head down and dives to the 15. That's a gain of 12.
All right, there's a double team right here on Spence. Now watch, Jarrad Davis needs to be right off of this edge, off the double team. He jumps inside, which creates that hole right there. That's a lack of communication and understanding gap responsibilities. Once there's a double team, you've got to go over the top to take the guard off of the double team, which if you don't, you create that nice little seam, and Kamara will not miss that seam.
Looks like Tavon Wilson is the man down for the Lions.
You can't afford to lose another safety. Now, they carry a lot of safeties. You have Don Carey still available, and of course Miles Killebrew available, but that limits to what you do defensively because they like to play 3 safeties on the field at once. It's part of their offense, and they're already down starting linebacker Paul Worrilow.
Hops to his feet, does Wilson, which is good news. Peter Schrager, what do you have?
And it's veterans too, guys. These aren't just young rookies. These are all the veteran leaders. Haloti Ngata out with the biceps injury. TJ Lang is the leader on the offensive line, and now Glover Quinn and Tavon Wilson are the veteran leaders in the back. They're getting ravaged with injuries, and it's not just young players. It is the veteran leaders on both sides of the ball.
And usually where you suffer most is not necessarily in the physical, but in the mental and the communication part. And when there's a breakdown of communication or there's a lack of communication, that brings hesitation, and hesitation brings embarrassment.
Another red zone opportunity for Drew Brees and the Saints here. 1st and 10. Kamara in the backfield, and it's Kamara with the give. You can see the speed as he hurls a man down to the 2-yard line. Jumps right over Darius Slay.
Well, you got to see what you hit what you see. Ramczyk sets the edge on Zettel. Then right away, Kamara shows his speed. Now Darius Slay comes in high, but watch him duck his head. As soon as he ducks his head, he loses vision of the ball carrier, and he doesn't wrap up. And you see the ability and athleticism of Kamara. Fun to watch. That's a UT ball. I know you're doing a little cheer inside, maybe. Just a little.
Can you see the smile on my face?
Yes, I did.
A'Shawn Robinson saves the touchdown. And you see why they like Alvin Kamara so much here in New Orleans. 8 carries, 73 yards, and a wide open touchdown pass. Humanawanui hauling it in, and everything is rolling right now for these Saints.
Well, it's play action, and really Sean Payton and Drew Brees, because of the lack of players and veterans on this defense, you're playing with so many young guys. There's a miscommunication. These 2 guys have to be in coverage. Davis and Killebrew have to be in coverage. And to me, that's Davis's guy. If you're playing man, you have a banjo read coverage with the safety. The safety takes the first out, you take the first in as a middle linebacker.
With the extra point, which is good from Will Lutz. Drew Brees with yet another touchdown pass. 38-10 now. Seven plays, 54 yards. Michael Humanawanui on the touchdown catch.
Who-man.
Drew Brees.
Yeah. Teammates call him who-man. Getting a little love. Drew spreading that ball around today, huh? Hitting everybody.
He's doing a heck of a job. 7 different receivers have caught balls from Drew Brees today. Will Lutz kicking off. Jamal Agnew once again not going to have a chance to return this one. Here's another look at that touchdown pass to Who-Man. He was wide open here.
Here's the communication. Those 2 guys have to do an in and out coverage. He has first outside, Jarrad has first inside. Jarrad gets caught looking into the backfield, leaving Who-Man wide open, and watch Jarrad's reaction. That's my fault. He understands it. I'm telling you, he's got a bright future. He's going to get better and better. He just has to slow down a little bit and be able to process things mentally and understand there's a communication in coverage, especially on the goal line.
And that's exactly what he told us yesterday. He just needs to take a second to kind of figure out what he's doing. That's a quick pass to Golden Tate for a 2-yard gain. Schrags, what do you have?
Glover Quinn being evaluated for concussion. He is out for the rest of the afternoon. And guys, the other safety, Tavon Wilson, a rib injury. He's questionable to return. Lions still here, have a 1/4 to go.
Thank you, Peter. 2nd and 8 now for Matt Stafford and company, who would like to score quickly and get something going because they have not had much going so far today. The quick pass picked off. That's not what they were looking for. Marshawn Lattimore, touchdown.
The ball was tipped. I think it's Trey Hendrickson, number 91, and this is about the 5th or 6th block shot of the day. Right?
Well, you know, it's funny, Chris. It was that Detroit defensive line that had so many batted balls, but today, you're right. It's been totally opposite. It's been the Saints.
Yeah, they must have had a scouting report. Watch Trey Hendrickson get that hand in the air. The ball's tipped. Marshawn Lattimore, excellent catch. And what an exciting play for the young rookie to make this play and get his first touchdown. If I'm the Lions, I'm down 35. I'm thinking about sitting Matthew Stafford down coming out the next series.
You do that right now.
I'm down 35. My defense is depleted. I haven't blocked him all day. He's my franchise quarterback. I got to make a business decision here pretty soon. 35 is a big, tough comeback from a team that you can't get off the field with. Your defense can't get off the field. There's Hendrickson with a pick. Lattimore on a tip drill. And how excited is he? His feet almost got ahead, or his head almost got ahead of his feet where he almost stumbled.
You said first career touchdown, which it is. Also his first career interception for Marshawn Lattimore, the first round pick out of Ohio State. Super pumped after that one. Carissa Thompson in Los Angeles. What do you have?
Well, Dan, I was giving you guys updates on Aaron Rodgers. He went to the locker room to get x-rays. He did, in fact, break his collarbone after taking that hit from Anthony Barr. The Packers are saying he could miss the rest of the season. Vikings currently up 17-10 in this one. Dan, Chris, and Peter.
Well, there's no greater loss to any football team. To me, out of all the quarterbacks in the history of the NFL, if you gave me one to choose, no question in my mind, I'm going with Aaron Rodgers. I think that's how valuable he is.
Remember, the Packers lost him not that long ago to a broken collarbone, and that is a huge hit. Certainly changes the scope of what we are going to see in the NFC this year.
Well, it does. And, you know, the other thing, too, why I say about taking Matthew Stafford out here, Dan, in my opinion, you're down 35. Your offensive lineman's having trouble protecting you. Right? You have a defense where a bunch of your leaders are out. You're not going to win the ball game. I hate to be realistic. You're not going to win. You got to protect your franchise. That's my opinion, and I'm sticking to it.
Well, I can't really disagree with you at this point. If they were going to take Matthew Stafford out of the game, that means we'd get a look at Jake Rudock. As Amir Abdullah coughs it up. And I think, Chris, you may get your wish, because if the Saints turn this into points as Von Bell and company celebrate, another Lions turnover.
Greg Robertson coming in from behind, hustling. Now, Abdullah's going to keep fighting and clawing because he's a fighter also. But you see right there, just the effort all around, and he is down. He is down, and that is not a fumble. That knee is down before that ball is popped out by Trey Hendrickson, number 91.
Play.
Watch the knee, right?
Yep.
Right there, down.
You are right. And
Lions ball.
The knee is down before the ball bounces off another knee. And I think the Lions are going to get a break here.
But
let's bring in our rules expert, Dean Blandino, one more time. Dino, what'd you see?
Yeah, I think you guys were right on it. Look, to me, the knee was down. He still had control of the football, and they should put him down by contact here.
Yeah, no, you're not even challenged on that one, Dean. The last one you were challenged on. This is too easy. You're stealing money now.
Every once in a while. Come on.
I'll tell you this, Chris. Dean Blandino's suit game has really stepped up since he stopped doing hits over at NFL Network with me and went over to Fox.
Well, obviously, he's been rooting for the Lions all day. Look at him.
That's pretty impressive.
This is a reunion for Dan and I. We used to do official review together, and Dan is right. The wardrobe is much better here at Fox.
Yeah. I wouldn't know.
Dean always stepping his game up. Thank you, Dean.
You got it.
After review, the ruling on the field has changed. The runner's knee is down, and he's down by contact at the 22-yard line. It'll be 2nd and 13 at the 22.
Yeah, here's another look. You can see Sean Payton not loving it, but this is the obvious call, Chris.
Yeah. Onyemata does a good job. Trey Henderson's there. And you see where the yellow line is. That told you where the knee was down. Sean can disagree all he wants, but the videotape does not lie.
Well, when he gets another good look at that tonight or tomorrow, whenever he decides to watch this tape, he's going to say they were right.
You know, the other thing too is all these Saints guys, all the pass rushers, they see sacks. You know what sacks equals them? Money. And they're all pass rushing. There's nobody sitting there two-gapping to play the run.
You're right about that. 2nd and 13 now for Stafford. Stafford rolling to his left, going deep for Jones. Jones hauls it in at the 40. That's Marcus Williams in coverage.
It's a nice adjustment by Jones. Watch him. Once he sees Stafford, he's going to run it in. Once he sees Stafford scramble, look at him push off and go deep, and trust Matthew Stafford will get him the football.
Was that a veteran push off or what?
Nice push off.
Stafford again, receiver open, caught.
Stafford's down. Stafford took a shot, and he's getting up very slow.
Yeah, you can see him kind of grabbing his ribs there, it looks like. After that 12-yard gain from T.J. Jones. Here's another look.
Yeah, see, if I'm not down 35, this would concern me as you see T.J. Jones get knocked down, but Stafford's holding his rib cage after taking a shot.
Big hit on Golden Tate. Coming in like a rocket is Vaccaro.
And he's still holding his ribs. Now, this happened the last play, and this is why I want to protect this guy. Right here, Vaccaro's going to come in. Eyes up, head up, wrap up, bring your feet, run through your target, not to your target. And right here, there's a shot right there that Stafford takes.
Tyler Davidson
from
there.
Tyler Davidson, yeah. I just think, I mean, I'm down 35 with a quarter and a half to go.
Second 11 complete to Tate. Right in between two Saints there. Takes a big hit. Ken Crawley and Craig Robertson. Looks like Tate a little slow to get up here.
Well, it takes courage to play wide receiver in the National Football League. Understanding you're running a slant and you have these safeties honing in on a three-step drop, meaning they're breaking on the routes. You're going to take tough shots like that.
Yeah, Golden Tate as tough as they come. Here's another look.
And Crawley running the slant route. There's Craig Robertson, and that, you know, that's about, you know it's coming. You know it's coming. And a good job of Craig Robertson. What I love, that he took the helmet away. You know, back when I would have played, you take that top of your helmet, you put it right through that wide receiver's chin. Nowadays, no good. You get hurt, and it's for the good of the game. Golden Tate took one on the shoulder, but great job by Craig Robertson of removing the head from the hit. Outstanding football. Safe football.
Great point, Chris. And you see the numbers there for Golden Tate as he walks off the field. Tremendous job by Golden Tate of holding on to the football as he gets sandwiched there. The Lions now looking at 3rd and 4. Zach Zenner in the backfield next to Matthew Stafford as he communicates the play to his lineman. Two wide receivers to his left. He's looking to his right. That's Jones in the end zone. What a grab by Jones. Flag on the play. A one-handed catch by Jones. A 22-yard touchdown catch. Let's see what the call is.
It's a great throw and a great catch.
You can see the reaction from Crawley. Looks like it's going to be going against him, and it is.
What an adjustment in the air. The one-hand catch by Marvin Jones Jr. Watch this. There's Crawley with his right hand on Jones.
The adjustment on the field is
tremendous.
Pass interference, number 20 of the defense. That penalty is declined. The result of the play is a touchdown.
And this is just trust. You run this route, trust. You feel that Marvin Jones is going to win the 50-50 ball. He sees Crawley on the inside, so you throw it to the outside back shoulder. And the adjustment made by Jones is tremendous. Look at that. That's just beautiful to watch. Great athletes playing a great game.
You know, I have this debate all the time with friends, but I think catching a ball and trying to keep your feet in bounds with a man hanging all over you is one of the greatest athletic feats in sports. I don't know that there's anything more difficult. I'm not talking about Tour de France. I'm talking about a singular athletic achievement.
And we just had a shot of Stafford getting checked on by the medical staff right there. So we got an ankle, right? We got a hamstring, and now we got a rib cage. You know, and you're down 28, and I get it that you're coming back, but you might have to think about, should I protect this guy for next week? Now he won't want to come out.
Saturday on Fox, Camp Randall Stadium going to be rocking as number 7 Wisconsin hosts Maryland at 11:30 Eastern, followed by Baker Mayfield and 12th ranked Oklahoma taking on Kansas State. Big 10 and Big 12 action Saturday on Fox and streaming live on Fox Sports Go. So, you know what's interesting to me, Chris, is that we asked Jim Caldwell yesterday how much of a say that he would have in leaving Matthew Stafford in the ball game if he didn't feel healthy. And he said that he left it entirely on the medical staff. Yeah. And that was their job. I don't know if this is that exact situation. See the onside kick here, bobbled around for a moment, looked like it was recovered by Stupar and the Saints, and it was. And here's what we're talking about with Stafford on that last drive.
Well, here's the shot he's going to take. Again, inside, right, the shot to the ribs, and you see he took a shot before that play, and right away he's going to his rib cage. Now, if he's 100% healthy, you keep him in the game. You know, the NFL is a battle of attrition. And the one guy you cannot lose on this Lions team is number 9. Just ask what the Green Bay Packers are thinking right now.
There's Ingram with room along the left sideline. Flags flying, but he picks up the first down. Andrews Pete with a great block there. Schrager, what do you have, my friend?
We've done a bunch of Lions games. I've never seen Jake Rudock up and throwing, and that's what we got. His helmet is not on, but he is up and getting his arm loose just in case. Also, Golden Tate, the star wide receiver, was brought into the locker room. Have more of an update on
number
that.
65. It's a 10-yard penalty. Repeat first down.
You know, I'm not great at math, but I'm pretty sure that is the third penalty on Kelemete.
Yeah.
Not been a great day for him from a penalty standpoint. But you know what? When you're up 45-17, you shake it off pretty quickly. Yeah. I wonder if they're going to give Ingram a few more carries here, which I'm sure they are, because he's sitting at 88 yards. Breeze swings it out. That's complete to Michael Thomas. 5-yard gain for Thomas. Whitehead and Davis in on the tackle.
Michael Thomas coming into this game, he's played 19 career games, has at least 4 catches in every single game, and that's in jeopardy right now because he only has 3.
It doesn't sound like a lot, Chris.
It's a lot.
It's pretty impressive.
It's very impressive.
Breeze on 2nd and 11. Looking for Willie Snead there, couldn't connect. So you take out Stafford, but at what point would you take out Breeze, or do you?
Well, I don't take Breeze out quite yet, but I do think in the 4th quarter, if they counter with Rudock, then they're basically, and should do this, saying, okay, we're going to protect our quarterback, and if they're not moving the ball with Rudock, then I let Chase Daniel come in. I think that's a decision you have to make. And I can promise you that the number 9 does not want to come out of the game, but you know that's Coach Caldwell's decision, no one else's.
Breeze on 3rd and 11, dumps it off to Ingram. Ingram loses the ball. It's on the ground, and it is recovered by the Lions. Ziggy Ansah jumps on it. So now we're going to see what the Lions do at the quarterback position as Miles Killebrew, the man that forced the fumble.
Okay, I changed my mind. Because you get a quick turnover. Get in there, Matt. Go tear him up.
You're not allowed to change your mind.
Yeah. We'll see how this plays out. Now, Ingram was saying that he was making the complaint that it was an incomplete pass, but
Killebrew, nice job there punching it out.
Good job from his safety position, coming up and getting an open field hit on Mark Ingram.
So let's see how Stafford looks here. We did get the confirmation from Dean Blandino. It is indeed a catch and a fumble, so the correct call made on the field. (45-17) with 4:37 to go here in the third. The handoff to Abdullah, and Abdullah up the middle for a gain of 5. Here's another look at all the hits that Stafford has taken today. 2 of them resulting in turnovers.
Now that one, he fell on his left shoulder and just getting knocked down to the ground. There's the one to the rib cage that caused the latest concern. But again, he's as tough as they come in this business.
And you're right. There's no way he was going out of the game as we have another batted ball. Kenny Vaccaro there again. We saw it on the left side. Now we see it again on the right side. And we have a player down on the field. Before we check in with him, let's send it to Kurt Menefee with the game break.
All right, the Dolphins getting back in it against the Falcons. Jarvis Landry, a little 7-yard score from Jake Cutler, pulled them to within 3. They've since added the field goal and now are tied at 17 midway through the fourth quarter. Dan, Chris, and Peter.
Thank you, Kurt. And that is Rick Wagner, who's down the starting right tackle for the Lions.
Yeah, and it's a friendly fire shot from Cleary, number 77, and Wagner right there. Watch what happens. Wagner in good position, and Cleary's going to get tossed into the knee and ankle of Rick Wagner, and it's good to see him jog off. But one position where they cannot afford any more injuries because they're already without left tackle Taylor Decker is Rick Wagner. And I know I harp on this. Now I got 3 basically backup offensive linemen in the ball game protecting my franchise.
So Greg Robinson struggling for much of the season on the left side. Brian Mahalik now coming in to fill in for Rick Wagner.
Let's see if they use Darren Fells to help Mahalik out, who's cold off the bench going up against Cam Jordan. There's Darren Fells right there.
Theoretic in the backfield as well, always a pass catching threat. 4 catches last week, his most productive game from the receiving standpoint this season. 3rd and 5. Stafford to Jones. Did Jones bring it in? He did indeed.
And you see that they did keep Darren Fells in to help the young tackle. That's a great offensive adjustment. Stafford does have time to get the ball off, and Marvin Jones, who they needed to step up, has stepped up pretty big today.
Marvin Jones with that tremendous touchdown catch earlier. That was 6 catches for 96 yards in the game. Stafford again, a tip ball. Nearly picked off by the Saints again.
That's number 8 on the tip balls.
It might even be 9.
I'll go with 9. And again, these guys do such a good job of never quitting in a relentless effort, as Teo almost had to pick and Marshawn almost had his 2nd pick.
Yeah, that was close. Alex Okafor, the man in there, getting a hand on the ball. I cannot remember this many tip passes in a game. Stafford hits his receiver, T.J. Jones, in the head. Jones had no idea the ball was in coverage. Teo, one of the men there in coverage. Take another look.
Here, watch Stafford here now. T.J. Jones has to be able to see it. Now watch Matt. I think he's almost bracing for contact after he throws this ball. See that a little bit? He's trying to avoid all that contact and pressure coming inside. He should.
Just kind of scooted over there from Sheldon Rankins. I get out of the way too when Rankins is coming through. And that bunch formation to the left for Stafford on 3rd and 10. Stafford feeling the pressure, dumps it off to Riddick. Riddick inside the 30. That's a 1st down for the Lions. Peter Schrager, what do you have?
Hey guys, Rick Wagner, they're taping up his left ankle. He's over here. Then also Emmett Cleary hasn't played since that injury that Wagner had. But guys, Golden Tate is now questionable too. Shoulder injury. So forget one man down. Everyone's down. Matt Stafford's still standing.
Mash unit right now for these Detroit Lions is they are going to have some time to heal because they do have a bye week next week. 45-17, not the way you want to go into a bye week. They're looking to cut into that lead right now. Stafford again overthrows Marvin Jones. We've seen that a couple of times so far today. Marcus Williams, the man back there in coverage.
And Rick Wagner jogging on in the field, and Mahalik did a nice job while he was in there with the help of Fells. And once Wagner comes back in, Fells comes out because Ebron comes in because he's more of a downfield threat. This is how you use your personnel.
There's a look at Ebron. Talked about the drops that he had last week. Sent kind of a cryptic tweet out earlier in the week. Had a meeting with Matt Stafford so they could rekindle that relationship, in his words, and get back on the same page. There's Stafford dumping it off to Riddick. Riddick with room inside the 15 before he's finally tripped up by Marshawn Lattimore.
What they're doing is they're catching the Saints in some type of pressure. Theo Riddick and Matthew Stafford understand how to run a screen, and they trust each other. And Stafford delivers him the ball in a bunch of trash. But Theo Riddick is a danger once he gets that ball in open field.
There's a look at Riddick. Jared Everett-Darris checking into the ball game along with Darren Fells. Empty backfield this time for Stafford. Looks to his left, rolls to his right. Thought for a minute that Crowley might have had his hand on somebody, but it falls incomplete.
They had Crawley matched up right there on Amir Abdullah, and here comes Wagner back out, Mahalik back in. Just can't give it a go. He's a tough guy. He's trying. Love guys that try to gut it out. One-on-one with Cam Jordan right here.
Second down for Stafford.
See what
Stafford
happened.
under pressure and goes down.
You see what happened,
And
right?
where did that pressure come from?
Cam Jordan. I showed it to you before the play.
That's right.
Watch. I mean, this is just a straight bull rush, and again, it's tough for an offensive tackle to get any type of rhythm, but you don't have Darren Fells in there to help protect you. And there's a reason why Cam Jordan sees that. And watch the bull rush. Leverage. Low man wins, and he just tackles Stafford with Mahalik's body.
Mahalik was basically on roller skates there, and then you have Greg Robinson, who's slow to get up. So another offensive lineman for the Lions may have to leave this game.
And Wagner has to come back in, and he's limited. So if you don't score here, then you're playing with all these guys up front that are injured or banged up or backups. You got to take them out.
What do? You just move Fells over to tackle?
Well, Fells would be the next best guess at tackle. Yeah, because you got to remember, if Robinson's out, Mahalik's a tackle. Now, if you have one of your guards, they only dress 7 offensive linemen. And Cleary can play tackle, but he might be out.
Look at those numbers. 16 sacks in the last 3 weeks. 6 in the first 3 weeks of the season. Matthew Stafford taking an absolute beating. As you can see, a look at Greg Robinson there, who is out of the game right now. So Emmett Cleary is in at left tackle. 3rd and 17 now for Matthew Stafford and these Lions.
They moved Mahalik over to left tackle.
They moved Mahalik over to left tackle. You are indeed correct. Over the middle, wide open. Touchdown, Darren Fells.
Oh, that's guts, man.
So they have 2 backup tackles in the ball game, and then they throw to their best blocking tight end for the touchdown. By the way, his 3rd receiving touchdown in the last 2 games, good for a 22-yard score.
As a linebacker, if you have a free release, Craig Robertson, they're not going to run it, buddy. They're not going to run the football. They need to score points. And when you have a free release down the field, that puts too much pressure on the safety right there in Von Bell, because he's got an outside receiver. That's an easy pitch and catch. It's a miscommunication in coverage by the Saints.
Extra point is up and good, 45-24. There's a look at Matthew Stafford after that scoring drive. Tomorrow, it's an all-new episode of Fox's new hit series, The Gifted. The show set in the X-Men universe where mutants must unite to survive. The Gifted, all new tomorrow at 9 Eastern, 8 Central, right here on Fox.
That's what this crew does every week. A bunch of mutants combining powers to survive every week, especially in the truck.
Aren't we all combining powers to survive? Jim Bob Cooter, offensive coordinator, who has really brought the best out of Matt Stafford since he took over as the OC there. Mid-season 2015, he was elevated from the quarterback coach, replacing current Saints quarterback coach Joe Lombardi.
The Saints have their hands team on because of the last onside kick. You have Alvin Kamara.
Inside to kick it to about the 10-yard line. Ted Ginn going to get a chance to return it. And he's down after a short return at about the 17-yard line. Drew Brees, third all-time in terms of passing yards. Touchdown passes, third all-time. This guy is putting up incredible numbers in his career. Arrived in New Orleans in 2006. You can see the completion percentage, the highest of all time. Before he's all said and done, this guy's numbers could be the best of all time as we see Greg Robinson, the left tackle for the Lions, leaving the field and heading into the locker room.
Yeah, just I mean, how lucky he's been too, because of preparation and hard work, but you got to have a little luck in how healthy he's been over his career.
Ingram for 3. Let's check in with Kurt Menefee. Kurt.
Well, the Ravens' Joe Flacco has struggled this year, although this was not entirely his fault against the Bears. Pass gets deflected right into the hands of Adrian Amos. He takes it 90 yards for the pick 6. Longest interception return for the Bears since Todd Bell back in 1981. They're up 24-13 in the fourth quarter in Baltimore. Dan, Chris, and Peter.
You need that with a rookie quarterback. The defense stepping up and making plays.
Whole new era underway with Mitch Trubisky in Chicago. No doubt about that. Here's Brees on second down. There's that tip pass that we were talking about. A'Shawn Robinson getting one of those big hands up there.
They tried to get match up Kamara on Tahir Whitehead, and Whitehead did a tremendous job of running with Kamara. Because watch Drew's eyes. Drew's eyes were looking and staring down Kamara all day long. Usually Drew will go ahead and throw off a safety with his eyes. He was looking at Kamara all day long. Then he was coming back to a second option underneath. But A'Shawn there with a block shot.
Kobe Fleener checks into the ball game. That is the first time we've called his name all day. 3rd and 7. Perhaps they look to Fleener here. Instead, it is the rookie Alvin Kamara again, but not enough to pick up the first out as Quandre Diggs, their nickel corner, comes in and makes the tackle to prevent them from picking up the first. Clock winding down here in the third quarters. Matthew Stafford pacing the sideline. We'll be back in just a matter of moments. Alvin Kamara and these Saints up 45-24. Welcome back to the Superdome in New Orleans. There's a breakdown of the scoring by quarter, and it does look like Matthew Stafford will be coming out once again.
You have to right now. I mean, you're down 3 possessions, right? So you have to have him in the ball game now. He's done a great job.
The rookie Agnew has the ball at the 30, past the 45, breaks a couple of tackles in Saints territory to about the 44-yard line. 26-yard return by Agnew. Here's a look at Stafford's last drive.
Again, more shots to the ribs. That was earlier on. Then he did respond, hitting Fells on a blown coverage. by Craig Robertson, who's got to carry the inside receiver down to the safeties in that particular coverage. Did not. Stafford will make you pay on any blown coverage. He sees the field too well.
And despite being under duress the vast majority of the ball game, Stafford's number still pretty darn good, creeping up on a 300-yard game once again, along with 3 touchdown passes. So as you said, a 3-score game. It's going to have to be another fourth quarter comeback for Stafford. Abdullah's jersey getting shredded by that Saints defense. Cam Jordan had a hold of it.
Well, his get off is tremendous right there. Now they need to step away and not get a 15-yard penalty. And Michael Roberts, the rookie, needs to step away. But watch the get off right here. And this is maybe because Michael Roberts misses the crackback block. Cam Jordan, I've never seen a jersey stretch like that. That's like Plastic Man on Marvels or the Gifteds or whatever.
And there's a look at Roberts getting into it with Cam Jordan. Don't know if that was the jersey or the shirt he was wearing underneath. But another tip pass. Stafford almost tries to bat it down himself, worried about it being a lateral. Okafor again gets a hand on it. Remember, he had that tip ball earlier.
So that's what close to the 10th. We're going to get an official number on that, but that's got to be sometime to 11. We got 11 from our stats guy. That's 11 block shots for the Saints. That's amazing. I've never seen that before.
That's the most incredible thing I've ever seen. Listen, this Lions defensive line ranked 5th in the NFL this season with 12 batted balls. We've seen 11 in this game. This would not be called third and manageable. This is third and long for Stafford. Stafford again under duress, steps up in the pocket, and Jones can't hold on to the ball. Peter Schrager on the sideline. What do you have?
Well, Stafford's gutting it out, but Greg Robinson, an ankle injury, questionable return, and Emmett Cleary has not played the last 2 drives. He was the one who was filling in for TJ Lang. Truly a mash unit out there for the Lions on offense.
Well, they're gutting it out. They give him time to throw. It's just a drop ball right there. A little behind.
Ted Ginn Jr. awaiting the Jeff Locke punt. Already a flag on the field. Ginn calls for the fair catch at the 11-yard line. Jeff Triplett going to let us know what's going on. As the Saints are potentially going to get their ball around the 11-yard line.
False start on the left tackle of the offense. It's a 5-yard penalty, still 4th down.
Make him punt it again.
Why not? Give Ginn a chance at a return. We talked a little earlier about the vast improvement the Saints defense made from the first 2 games of the season to the second 2 games of the season, and they picked up right where they left off in that Dolphins game over there in London. You talked about it earlier, Chris. 4 sacks and 11 deflected passes.
Well, and that's, to me, been the biggest key. The offense is always going to be there for Sean Payton. Dennis Allen. You think how poorly this defense has started off in the first 2 games and how much improvement they had. Their 2 wins before this game. It's just amazing. I've never seen numbers like that in my life.
Ginn again calling for the fair catch, and one of the reasons, the continuity. A very young defense. About half of the guys on the defensive side of the ball brand new starters for the Saints. (45-24), Saints still on top of the Lions. Drew Brees and that offense going to be getting the ball back on the 9-yard line, their own 9-yard line. My guess is they might try to run a little bit of time off the clock because they have Josh Laribas in the game as an extra blocker. And Mark Ingram in the backfield, the former Heisman Trophy winner, does indeed take the handoff and picks up 3. Jamal Agnew with a 26-yard punt return. Good punt return for the rookie out of San Diego State. He's so excited. Going up to Jeff Triplett, say, oh man, good job. But look where he's going, Chris.
Well, you know, Bob Quinn drafted him out of San Diego, and he's an exciting player, and he's a threat. He's going to be a fine DB and a nickelback one day. But, you know, it's his first year, and you get excited, and You know, you just need a little help directionally once in a while.
You just go to the wrong sideline. It happens every now and then. Ingram and Kamara in the backfield for the Saints. Brees swings it out to Kamara. Kamara breaks one tackle before he's tripped up. Flag on the play. Let's check in with Carissa in Los Angeles.
Thanks, Dan. Well, the Falcons were down 3 with under a minute to go. Matt Ryan intercepted by Rashad Jones. The Dolphins were down 7-0 at one point. 20 unanswered points. They closed this one out on the road, 2017. Dan, Chris, and Peter.
What a win for them. We'll see them next week, Dan.
That we will. Dolphins and the Jets.
Number 89, offense. Hit in the head and neck area of the defensive player. Half the distance to the goal. Still second down.
That's Josh Hill, the fifth-year tight end out of Idaho State.
Saints are not helping their defense at all this second half on the offense. So dominant in the first half. They're dormant in the second half right here. And watch Josh Hill. Head and neck area on a crackback defenseless player. See, I think he's not defenseless because he's running right at him. That's a good block. I don't understand that one.
Well, and Josh Hill's 6'5". Not as easy for him to get down to some of these other guys. Brees in his own end zone throws it up there in double coverage. That's Human Amanui. He overthrew everybody.
You know, one thing, in A'Shawn Robinson getting good pressure on that. You know, sometimes when you do get that big lead, you tend to relax a little bit. And the Saints, how powerful and how exciting and electric they were in that first half, really right now have not been able to close this deal out.
And the Lions, who came in ranked 9th in the NFL in sacks, do not have a sack of Drew Brees this entire game. Done a nice job of keeping him upright. Has that Saints offensive line on 3rd and 12. The handoff to Kamara. You saw somebody had a piece of the face mask. Boy, did he fight or what? Despite the face mask by Ballore, almost picks up the first down.
Now that's going to be tough duty right there. They got a holding call on the Saints also. Here's the face mask here. I believe that's on Jarrett Davis.
Yeah, you're right.
There.
It was Davis. Gets his hand in there.
And I think we're going to get a holding also on the Saints.
Two fouls on the play. Personal foul, face mask, number 40 in the defense. Holding, number 13 in the offense. Those penalties offset by rule. Replay 3rd down.
You know what's interesting, Chris, is when you look at that, he actually never grabbed the face mask. He had his hand on Kamara's shield, but he never actually grabbed it.
And I think what happens when you see that head snap back, that's an automatic call by the officials to throw that flag. Another self-inflicted wound by the Saints. Michael Thomas getting called for the holding.
It's now 8 penalties for 55 yards in the game for the Saints. Just giving a look there at Jarrett Davis, the rookie linebacker out of Florida, we've talked so much about. Speaking of rookies, Kamara, pretty good rookie as well. He was open. Instead, Brees decides to go the other way to his other running back. That's Mark Ingram, and he's not going to get enough for the first down as he's taken down by Tavon Wilson after a gain of 7. So the Saints are going to be forced to punt here. The Lions are going to get a chance to eat into that 3-score lead. And Jamal Agnew going to perhaps go back to the right sideline after a Thomas Morstead punt.
Make sure you cover. Morstead needs to hang one. Force the fair catch.
Yeah, good 26-yard return last time from Agnew. Looks like as he's driven back to the 26, he's going to have some room, trying to turn the corner, cuts it inside, one man to beat. Agnew could go the distance. Agnew inside the 20, and that's a touchdown for the rookie from San Diego State. There's a flag down on the field inside the 5-yard line. If it stands, that's a 74-yard return for a touchdown from Jamal Agnew.
Well, Jamal Agnew does a great job of setting it up, and one thing he does have is speed on the edge, and you lose outside contain. and there's no speed on that cover team.
Unsportsmanlike conduct. Detroit, number 38 was a taunt. That penalty would be assessed on the kickoff. The result of the play is a touchdown.
Now, they said number 38. I think they meant number 39, which is Agnew. I guess he was giving him a little wave here.
Yeah, you don't need to do that. I mean, understand the situation in the game. I get you're excited and you're young, but now you're going to create field position for the Saints, and you're fighting your rear end back. You make a heck of a play. Be humble in your scoring.
You know what I'm starting to think about here, just a little bit. Starting to think about fourth quarter comebacks and Matthew Stafford.
Well, I'm glad I said keep Matthew Stafford in the game. Wow. Right now, I stand completely corrected on that.
The all-knowing one. Matthew Prater on for the extra point. And Prater kicks it up and through. There's a look at Agnew, as I'm sure he got an earful from the coaches. But I'm thinking they're going to like this. So I think we have a ball game here, Chris Spielman.
That's unbelievable, and it's the NFL. And the first thing I'm doing, I'm correcting myself. That's why I'm in a booth and not on the sidelines, because this Detroit Lion team shows no quit. They're only down 2 possessions.
Yeah, leave Matthew Stafford in the game. You can watch live and local primetime games with NFL Mobile. And Matthew Stafford, so many fourth quarter comebacks in his career, and he's going to have a chance here to do it once again, but he's going to have to wait this turn as Ted Ginn gets the ball and gets it out past the 30-yard line. This is a situation where this Lions team, especially on the offensive line, has been ravaged by injuries, but they're fighting through it and getting some help on special teams as well.
You look at Rick Wagner, he's limping around out there, but he's still playing. They took Robinson into the locker room. But you look at the guts of this Detroit Lions team, it says a lot. And it's a direct reflection of Jim Caldwell on how these guys respond and never quit. And Matthew Stafford and what he's able to do. So,
well, they come in with that 3-2 record. They have a bye week next week, which is going to give guys some time to heal up. But what Drew Brees would like to do here is not give them very many chances. Eat up as much clock as they possibly can with a 14-point lead. Brees pressured, buying time, and just decides to get rid of it. That's Akeem Spence on the pressure. Let's check in with Carissa Thompson quickly in Los Angeles.
Thanks, Dan. You guys just had a punt return for a touchdown. Here's another one. Down 8 with under 2 minutes left. Michael Campanaro returns this one 77 yards. The Ravens convert the 2-point attempt. We're all tied up 24-24 with a minute to go. Dan, it's all yours.
Special teams. You don't want to sleep on special teams, Chris.
It's unbelievable. To be able to, and sometimes you want a directional kick, especially since going back to this game, Agnew had a great return to set up great field position. Don't kick it to him.
Kamara flags on the play after a 2-yard gain.
Boy, they're just out of sync, aren't they?
It's amazing how quickly that changes. Jim Caldwell looking on, awaiting the call.
Illegal formation offense. Both wingmen were off the line of scrimmage. The 5-yard penalty, still second down.
There's Sean Payton with a quizzical look on his face as he's talking to somebody up in the booth. Calling the next play in there for Drew Brees.
I think he is. And they're going with their tight end formation, but they're keeping Michael Thomas in. So this will, sometimes when you do this, it gives you maximum protection. You have Michael Thomas working a one-on-one situation.
Ready? You ready? Let's go.
Pitch out to Kamara. Kamara breaking 2 tackles, gets a couple of yards back.
And helps the Lions by going out of bounds, stopping the clock. I mean, this is a point in time when you want to use every situation. Now the clock gets going again, but anytime there's a hesitation or a stop of the clock, that favors the Lions. take your time and see when this ball is snapped.
Kamara still in there on 3rd and 8. It's Thomas and Ginn to Breeze's right. Brandon Coleman, top of the screen. Breeze over the middle. That is complete. Brandon Coleman does not pick up enough for the first down. Quandre Diggs in on the tackle after the gain of 3.
It's a beautiful job of the Lions dropping to this line, and Brandon Coleman coming on the crossing route. Now once you get this ball right away north-south, instead of going east-west where he did right there, you go backwards. Quandre Diggs does a nice job of getting him on the ground, but a good job of Quandre coming out of his zone to make an open field tackle so the Lions get the ball back.
So we're going to get another look at Jamal Agnew, who just returned one for a touchdown. That was the 2nd punt return for a touchdown this year, but they're not going to give him a chance to do it again. 9:03 on the clock, and it's a 14-point game here in New Orleans. Welcome back to the Mercedes-Benz Superdome. Dan Hellie alongside Chris Spielman, Peter Schrager with us as well, and Dean Blandino, our rules expert, helping us decipher some of these tight calls. Matthew Stafford and the Lions now down by 14. You can see they're just over 9 minutes to go here in the 4th quarter, but never fear with Matthew Stafford. The game is not over until it's over. That pass incomplete as we go to Carissa Thompson.
Well, New Orleans fans don't look now, but Adrian Peterson starts the game off right. First play takes this one 27 yards. He's got his new team up 7-0. Dan.
Wow, 27-yard touchdown for Adrian Peterson. He never had more than 33 yards in a game here. Well, it's paying dividends for the Cardinals so far, the worst rushing team in football. Matthew Stafford throwing here, feeling the pressure. Dumps it off. It is complete to T.J. Jones. T.J. Jones out to the 45-yard line. A.J. Klein there in coverage.
You know, when your leader sucks it up, plays hurt, and plays tough, he galvanizes everybody, inspires everybody. Matthew Stafford limping around, but when it's time to play and run, finds time to keep his eyes downfield and hit T.J. Jones to keep the drive alive and moving.
Well, it feels like Groundhog's Day because we saw the same thing from Stafford last week. Ball on the 44-yard line, fakes the handoff to Abdullah, dumps it off to Jones. He is met immediately by Von Bell.
Well, they've been all over this all day. It's tight man-to-man coverage. Bell's going to come in late because Vaccaro is going to come off here. So he's taking the blitzer's place. You see Kenny Vaccaro jump into your screen, and Bell's running toward the vacated area, which Vaccaro was lined up before the snap.
Clock ticking. Just over 7 minutes and 50 seconds to go here in the game. 2nd and 13 for Matthew Stafford.
He's done a good job, Mahalik.
Stafford squeezes it in there, but Aberderis can't hold on. Again, that's Lattimore in coverage.
Now, Marshawn Lattimore keeps getting better and better. The more reps he gets, the better he's going to get. And they ask a lot for these Saints corners to play tough man-to-man, and he's all over Aberderis and does a good job of not hitting him before the ball arrives to avoid the pass interference. Watch that left hand get in there. Well done, 23.
Excellent play from the youngster out of Ohio State. So 3rd and 13 now. You can hear this crowd. Stafford with all day finally dumps it off to Zenner, but nowhere near the vicinity of giving Zenner a chance to make the catch. And Vaccaro was there in coverage.
A nice job right there of coverage and good pressure. 4th and Matthew Stafford to step up into the pocket, showing his mobility even though he's limited. Had Zenner quickly, and I'll tell you, it's a good thing that Vaccaro had his eyes on Zenner instead of the football, because he could have picked it. Yeah.
Jeff Locke, fair catch called for by Ginn just inside the 10-yard line. And we have another penalty flag.
That's a shocker. How many penalty flags have been on special teams today? And a lot of them are pre-snap alignments.
Yeah, we had 2 in a row.
Yeah.
Jeff Triplett and the guys discussing exactly what the call is going to be as Jim Caldwell looks on. Matthew Stafford.
During the kick, holding number 42, the return team. After this is the goal, first down.
None too pleased as he's taking a look at the Microsoft Surface.
Right there, and usually he had a guy open and he missed it. That's usually the reaction of a quarterback, and forcing him to step up, it might have disrupted his vision a little bit down the field, but Matthew Stafford usually will make that connection. I'll tell you, this whole team for the Lions, the Saints have been great today. Really have. A little bit inconsistent in the second half, but the whole team for the Lions, if you're a Detroit Lions fan, they have a lot of fight. There's no quit in this team, and the backups have stepped up and have been really good for them, especially on the defensive side of the ball. And Mahalik has been relatively solid for them at tackle.
Drew Brees giving to the rookie Kamara, who is fighting to get out of the end zone, and he does. Avoids the safety as he is taken down by his former college teammate Jalen Reeves-Maybin.
Yeah, and Jalen does a good job of getting the penetration and almost had him for the safety. But the Lions understand what the Saints are trying to do. Everything is they're selling out to stop the run because they know the Saints want to keep that clock moving. Now what you do if you're the Saints here, you get some type of quick slant. If you have a slant route or any type of quick pass to get something going offensively to buy yourself some time.
And that offense for the Saints is definitely stalled with receivers to the left, two to the right for Brees. That pass is intercepted and returned for the touchdown. A'Shawn Robinson. We've seen so many tip passes, and now the Lions get their hands on one, and how quickly things have turned here in the Superdome.
Well, A'Shawn does a great job of coming off of his pass rush. This is unbelievable. A'Shawn Robinson, they had the slant right here to Coleman. Now watch A'Shawn coming on a little stunt, just reading the quarterback, and how about the hands of the big fella? Getting into the end zone, that's a great play. Remember, the Saints came into this game 0 turnovers.
A'Shawn Robinson, 5 starts as a rookie, has progressed really nicely. He's going to be a big part of replacing Haloti Ngata, who is out for the year. He batted down 5 passes last year, which was really good when you think about only starting 5 games. And we're going to get a flag on the field after this extra point.
Hey, I learned a valuable lesson here. It's the NFL, and I should know better. When you have a competitor like Matthew Stafford and his defense is not quitting, I'll never ever say again the rest of my life, take him out of there.
Never ever?
Well, maybe. Never ever today again.
Well, I'll tell you what I'm not going to do. I'm not going to remind you that you told everybody to take him out of the ball.
I did.
I'll let you do it.
I own it. Hey, I make a mistake. I own it.
Defense, number 33. That will be assessed at a 5-yard penalty on the kickoff. The extra point is good.
All right, extra point is good. It's Trey Edmonds on the penalty, the rookie out of Maryland. And what a game.
There's got to be some type of record if they come back now. Down 35 in the second half.
Are you kidding me? Here's another look. A'Shawn Robinson. Tremendous athletic effort for the big fella out of Alabama. 6'4", 322 with hands.
No, and that's just, he's mirroring Drew Brees. He's not even in the pass rush. He's mirroring Drew Brees just in case he stepped up into the pocket. And, you know, that's guys stepping up, making plays. They needed A'Shawn Robinson to step up because of the loss of Haloti Ngata. And he certainly did make a play right there.
Unanswered points by the Lions, and it is now a 1-score game. What an incredible comeback so far. 6:41 left. Here's a look at the second half scores. Marvin Jones with that tremendous one-handed grab. Another touchdown catch for Fells. He had 2 last week. And then the rookie Agnew returns the punt 76 yards for the touchdown, waving goodbye to everybody on the way.
We had special teams touchdowns, 2 defensive touchdowns. It's a great effort by Detroit. And see that Lions to everybody. Saints got to take control.
Well, 6:41, they can chew up a lot of this clock. Pass complete to Kamara. Fellow rookie Jared Davis in there on the tackle after the gain of 4. They got to move the sticks. They got to pick up first downs here.
You go a little bit of rhythm here. I like the fact that they came out throwing, at least to get positive yards and try to stay on schedule. Start ahead of them sticks. Give yourself a manageable 2nd or 3rd down.
Both Kamara and Ingram in the ballgame now for the Saints. Give up the middle on 2nd and 6 to Ingram. And he's going to pick up about 3. Keep Spence in there on the tackle.
3rd and short, you always got to be alert, especially if you have a guy like Kamara. If there's a matchup that you like there, and the other go-to guy that Drew Brees has, very strong wide receiver, is Michael Thomas, number 13. Those are the 2 things I'd be concerned about if I were Coach Austin, the defensive play caller for the Lions.
Terrell Austin, the defensive coordinator, knew he'd have his hands full with this Saints offense. Quick snap to Drew Brees, and that pass is broken up. DJ Hayden, nice play there.
He's working one-on-one. You got a corner working on the tight end, which favors the defense right here. Coby Fleener. The ball's a little bit late. That ball should be delivered a little quicker. Tremendous effort by Hayden. Actually, I'm going to count that as a drop. I mean, he's got 2 hands on the ball. You got to make the catch.
He had his hand on Fleener's arm,
Yeah.
but you're right. That hit Fleener right in the hands. Not going to argue with you there. Here's Agnew again. Morstead's punt drives him back to the 10-yard line. He drops the ball. He's in his own end zone, and he's... Oh, my goodness. Justin Hardy on the tackle. What another amazing turn of events by Agnew. He driven back all the way to the 10-yard line, drops it, kicks off his knee, and then he's driven back into the end zone. So the ball is going to be on the 1-yard line. He was fighting just to get out of the end zone, and he barely did.
You know, he makes a mistake, obviously, of dropping the football, but the awareness to make sure that he was not in the end zone. He basically dove over the goal line to get the ball to the 1, so they did not get a safety.
With 5 minutes and 11 seconds left, Matthew Stafford and this Lions offense going to have to march 99 yards if they want to tie this game up. Stafford out of his own end zone, off the hands of Marvin Jones. Ken Crawley there in coverage.
Looked like he got his left arm in there to bat that away, and the Saints are getting back to being a little bit more aggressive, playing tight man-to-man coverage. Watch Crawley right here, staying physical, working on the slant. Nice break on the ball. Left arm gets in there to bat it away.
The Superdome crowd, as loud as they have been all day. The pass is tipped and intercepted. It's Cam Jordan for the touchdown. Wow.
I've never seen a game like this and where 2 defensive linemen get both pick sixes. It'll never happen again in football. I'm never going to say never again, so it might. But Cam Jordan on an inside move. He's going to start outside, he's going to come inside, and he's going to mirror the image of Matthew Stafford. This is the 12th batted ball by the Saints. What an effort by Cam Jordan. He's able to seal it off. The 12th batted ball today.
That's just 2 away from the NFL record. 14 batted balls would be a new NFL record. 12, the most in the NFL this season. There is a flag on the field, and I'm guessing it's for dunking it over the crossbar.
So that's sportsmanlike conduct on number 94 of the scoring team, the defense, for dunking the ball and grabbing onto the goalpost. That 15-yard penalty would be assessed on the kickoff. New Orleans has been given their second sideline warning.
And the crazy thing is, the crossbar and the goalpost still shaking.
Well, that's a big man, shown as vertical, but you're not allowed to use props. And, you know, I'm going to be a stickler here because of this crazy game. That's an unforced error, because what you're going to do is give the Lions a chance to create some type of field position.
And there you can see it right there. Still moving after the extra point is good.
You see Cam Jordan right here. This is a couple times they line him up outside and they run a little stunt, and he's going to get into the throwing lane of Matthew Stafford, working on Travis Swanson, and gets that left hand up. And of course, and this is a play that led to it. Jamal Agnew making a poor decision, either let it go or to fair catch it, 1-2.
Is this something you work on in practice? Putting your hand up and batting balls down, or is this just instinct?
Well, I think you see it enough times, and you understand that if you're not going to get there, these guys do it enough. They get enough pass rush reps and enough team reps that you're always taught, if you're not getting there, get your hand in the throwing lane. It's been amazing the amount of times and the amount of balls that the Saints have been able to bat down.
Well, you've certainly seen more football than I have, and if it's something you say you have never seen before, this is quite a sight to behold here at the Superdome. 12 balls batted down by that New Orleans Saints defense. And here we have Agnew on the kick return, out past the 25, taken down at the 30. That's a 23-yard return for Agnew.
Well, remember, Trey Hendrickson deflected the ball that Marshawn Lattimore picked off. So you have 2 deflections for touchdowns.
Carissa Thompson in Los Angeles. What do you have?
Well, I got a final for you. Connor Barth hits this game winner 40-yard field goal, giving Mitchell Trubisky his first win at the helm of this organization. Chicago wins 27-24.
Smile, young man. You have your first win. Big win for the Chicago Bears and Mitchell Trubisky. Under 5 minutes to go here at the Superdome. Once again, a 2-score game for Matthew Stafford, who's looking deep. He has Jones. Ball's tipped and nearly intercepted, but a flag has been thrown. Marcus Williams, Ken Crawley, both there.
Well, if you're going to get up and you're going to play tight coverage, then they're going to attack you deep because of the time management on the clock. And they have a chance for the big play.
Pass interference, number 20 in the defense. The ball will be played. Final foul, first down.
And right there, you get a free release off the get-go. And Crawley's right hand, I think, grabbed him to slow him down, then just arrived a tad early before Marvin Jones could make that catch. It's a good call by the officials.
Costly penalty, kind of had him around the neck there as the ball's now on the 35-yard line. Stafford at the feet of Aberderis. He didn't have a chance. Peter Schrager on the sideline. What do you have?
All right, Dan, let's give some clarification on the Cam Jordan thing. This was asked of Dean Blandino at the Fox seminar. You're allowed to dunk the ball. That's not a penalty. But if you touch the uprights when you dunk the ball, that is a penalty. That cost the Saints a lot of yards, and here we are. The Lions are already in scoring distance.
Can't hang on the rim.
Well, and now we know why, because it was shaking for 3 minutes after he did. Stafford with plenty of time, dumps it off, and it's intercepted again. The Saints have it. That's Vaccaro, but Vaccaro fumbles the ball, and it's out of bounds. This is one of the wildest rides I have been on in quite some time. Talk about a roller coaster.
Well, they got off the man, and they're going to play a little bit of a zone right here. Theo Riddick's going to try to work back inside. The problem is that he's working back into the zone. As A.J. Klein has a great break on the ball. Theo Riddick drops the ball. Vaccaro on a deflection is right there. Abbrederis, great awareness to strip it out of there. But I've never seen a game like this in my life. I really haven't. And this is just amazing. The amount of balls being batted around.
And you could see Cam Jordan was coming in to make the tackle, and he goes down. Here's a look at Abbrederis stripping the ball.
No, it's well done by Abbrederis.
And then Marshawn Lattimore recovers the ball out of bounds. So Drew Brees and the Saints take over again. Mark Ingram picks up just a couple. And check out Sean Payton.
Wow.
So now with 4:31 left, the Saints have the ball back again. And they're facing a second down and 6. And here come the Who Dat chants. Well, we thought we'd have an exciting game, Chris. I think it's met those expectations.
Well, it's a credit to what guys are as professionals and never quitting, never stopping, keep playing.
Zach Line in a fullback. Ingram with the carry, met immediately by Akeem Spence.
Timeouts by the Lions. Start using them to preserve as much clock as you can.
Talked earlier about Ingram going over 100 yards, and he's at 21 carries for 107 yards on the day. He, of course, has 2 touchdowns, and that 100-yard mark certainly aided by that 51-yard run. What a quarter it has been here in New Orleans. Drew Brees picked off in the end zone, and that's a touchdown for Robinson. And then you have a tip ball. That's Cam Jordan scoring a touchdown of his own. And then there's yet another turnover. We almost have another crazy play as Brees tries to get it to Michael Thomas.
Yeah, not to mention also that's a big 3rd down stop and a great 3-and-out response by the Lions, but we also had a punt return. So when that's not on like your top plays, your top 2 plays,
it's been pretty good.
It's pretty good.
There's a look at Ziggy Ansah. Agnew back to receive once again. Thomas Morstead back to punt for the Saints. An end over end punt, so Agnew's going to have a good look at it. Catches it at the 12 and is crunched almost immediately. That's Trey Edmonds, the rookie running back out of Maryland. We talk about the wild ride that we have seen so far. Just under 5 minutes to go here in the 4th quarter, and we talk about Matthew Stafford being tough. This offensive line is banged up, and these Lions came back to make it a ball game. So many turnovers on both sides of the ball. It's been crazy.
Well, and special teams and defense, and look, I think both teams deserve credit. I mean, it's like I said earlier, it's a credit to the profession of how hard guys are playing, and they're fighting their rear ends off, and it's a joy to watch and be a part of.
There's a look at Jim Caldwell. A 2-score game right now, but we have referenced, I think, more than a couple of times in this game about the 4th quarter comebacks in Matthew Stafford's career dating back to 2011. Stafford has 27 game-winning drives in the 4th quarter or overtime. That is #1 among all quarterbacks in the NFL. That's Nate Stupar, who is limping off the field right now, but good to see him up and walking. What do you think, Chris? 4:15, enough time for Matthew Stafford to get a couple of touchdowns here?
Today is, yeah, because, you know, you also have your defense and special teams scoring touchdowns. The Saints have 2 touchdowns on defense, 3 touchdowns on defense. I stand corrected.
Stafford throwing, finding his man, but bobbled for just a minute by Marvin Jones, and he can't pull it in. Craig Robertson is there defensively.
It almost looked like Marvin was expecting that contact before he secured the catch. I give credit to the Lions' backup offensive linemen who've battled. Without their starting right guard, Rick Wagner's banged up. Mahalick's done a good job for Robinson.
And Mahalick in there at left tackle. Never started an NFL game as Stafford flips it to Riddick. He avoids the sack. Von Bell in there, and it's a gain of 5 for the Lions. Penalty flag been thrown.
Holding offense, number 60. The 10-yard penalty. Correction. Half the distance goal. Half the distance from the goal. Still second down.
Graham Glasgow on the hold for the Lions.
You see Stafford right here. You know you're going to get everything he has. Nice shovel pass to Riddick, who is one of the most reliable guys normally that he has. And great open field tackle by Von Bell, by the way. He's a tough guy to bring down in open space.
Second and long for Stafford. Stafford stepping up in the pocket, taken down right as soon as he crosses the line of scrimmage by Alex Okafor.
Well, this allows you to play deep zone defense, and these guys are coming all day. And Okafor lined up inside on Glasgow, beats double team of Swanson, is able to close in on Matthew Stafford, who certainly isn't 100% healthy as far as mobility goes.
So under 3.5 minutes to go now. Third and long, 3rd and 18 to be exact. Stafford again pressured, and he's taken down. Ball on the ground. Don't know if it came out after he was down or not. Von Bell among those in there.
Yeah, Von Bell, safety coming up, and actually becomes almost a pass rushing defensive end. Watch Von Bell come off the edge, and they run a nice little 4-man game with Von Bell running some pass rush moves. Everybody's involved in that pass rush for the Saints.
Cam Jordan had the inside, Von Bell had the outside, and it's Bell who's going to get credit with the sack. Flag already been thrown on the field as the punt is hauled in by Ginn. He's taken down at the 50-yard line. Zach Zenner in there on the tackle for the Lions.
That's our 20th flag of the day.
Jeff Triplett, been a long day for him.
And probably the 15th in special teams.
There's going to be a lot of tape being combed through for both special teams, the Saints and the Lions. There's a look at this special teams coaches who are going to have their hands full this week.
An eligible receiver going out of bounds on his own kicking team. That 5-yard penalty be added at the end of the play. First down. Number 29.
Let's check in with Carissa Thompson now.
Thanks, Dan. We head to Jacksonville. Jaguars down 10-7 in the first. Blake Bortles dumped this one off to Chris Ivory for a 22-yard touchdown. Ivory's first of the season. Jags lead this one 14-10. Dan, Chris, and Peter.
Not as many touches for Chris Ivory now that Leonard Fournette is in town. Yeah. So finally hits pay dirt with his first touchdown of the season.
Moody, ready. You ready? That's right.
And Breeze with the handoff. Ingram with room. 7-yard gain for Mark Ingram. Timeout called for on the field, and 90 combined points today. It's a pretty big day. Most in the NFL since 2015. And look at all the turnovers.
And we've had, what, 4 defensive touchdowns in one game. That's got to be close to a record. 4 defensive touchdowns, 3 by the Saints and 1 by the Lions with A'Shawn Robinson. That's amazing. 4 defensive touchdowns.
That is pretty crazy. You know what's even crazier than that is, you know, coming into this game, the Lions had 4 touchdowns in their last 3 games combined, and we've had 4 defensive touchdowns today.
Like 40. You ready? Let's rock.
Ingram trying to pick up that first down on 2nd and 3, not going to get there. So they're going to be looking at 3rd and 1. George Johnson takes him down. Tyre Whitehead in there as well. As it looks like we're going to get down to the 2-minute warning here in New Orleans. With the Saints up by 14. (52-38) as we hit the 2-minute warning. An incredible game. So much going on. We're back to wrap things up. 2 minutes to go. Welcome back to the Superdome. A 14-point game. The Lions may or may not have a chance to get their hands on the ball again if the Saints can convert here on 3rd and 1. The pitch out to Ingram. Ingram met in the backfield by not 1 but 3 different Lions. Charles Washington filling in at safety for Glover Quinn. The first one there. That's a loss of 3.
Yeah, well, this has been a successful play. The toss with a bunch right here. Charles Washington's going to work out of the junk and get over the top of this and make a nice open field tackle on the powerful Mark Ingram. That's been successful for the Saints all day, and that time the Lions were able to stop it.
Letting the clock run down as much as they can here. This would be a huge win for Sean Payton and the Saints after starting the season 0-2. It would be their 3rd straight win. And by the way, something we mentioned earlier in the broadcast, but should mention again, if they can hold on and get this win, it would be the first time they have been over 500 since 2013.
Yeah, that was a thing that I think surprised me the most in preparation for this game, because you know, you think of the Saints and Drew Brees in that offense, you had to think at some point they were over 500 during one of those seasons from 14, 15, 16.
1,385 days. That's how long it's been since they've been over 500. And barring something unforeseen, they should get there.
I'm kind of hoping for a special teams play without a flag. It's our next goal.
I thought you were going to say you were hoping for something unforeseen, because we have seen a lot of things we did not expect today. Armstead's punt. Into the end zone. That's going to be a touchback. So let's take a look at what the Saints have coming up here. They're going to be at the Packers. And remember now, they're going to be at a Packers team that's going to look a lot differently without Aaron Rodgers. That broken collarbone probably going to knock him out for the season. And then they have the Bears and the Bucks here at home. And then it's on the road with the Bills and the Redskins. So the Lions going to have a bye week to kind of regroup and get things going. But then they're going to have the Steelers, Packers, Browns, and Bears.
And the Lions, you look at it after today and the injuries that suffered, they need that bye week. And most importantly, number 9 can get back to being 100% healthy. Showed a lot of guts here today. How he played.
Dumping it off to Riddick, who loses his feet and the ball, quickly covered up by Everett Harris. So the Lions hold on to it as the clock continues to tick down. We're at 52 seconds right now to go in the game. Stafford still barking out directions after the loss of 5. Caldwell going to have plenty of time to regroup and get everybody healthy, as you said, with that bye week coming up. And they're just going to run it out here. Riddick up the middle, picks up 4. Drew Brees and the Saints with their third straight win after starting the season 0-2, the first time they've been above 500 in 1,385 days. That is dating back to 2013. And it wasn't just the offense, it was the defense stepping up as well. 8 turnovers in this game, 4 defensive touchdowns. Stay with us.